Good day, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Vipers of Viperland, and we are here with, the fluff. Steins Gate, My Darling's Embrace. It's non-canon. The dating sim, happy rom-com shenanigans take on Steins Gate. I don't know where it would fall on the timeline, if anything. All I know is it's its own thing, so they can do whatever they want. But also, hey Ramen, hey Sor. Everything is coincidence. But even coincidence is part of fate's design. I'm not losing it. I'm perfectly sane. Well, to be fair, this is not the only side of game to have a dating sim. It's just the only one to be translated. What I speak now is the absolute truth, not some childish fantasy. No matter how trivial something may seem, it has the potential to shape the future. Both of the Chaos games have dating sim games. Neither was translated. If not, look it up. Then you'll understand how careful you must be. Yep, Unfortunately, I don't understand. If I had realized my own foolishness, this situation never would have happened. This present would not exist. But how could I have known? There's no way I could have known, at that moment, that I held an important switch in my hands. A turning point that would decide both my own fate and that of those around me. Just think about it. The average human perceives just 1% of his environment. We're not nearly as clever as we like to think. We go about our lives oblivious to a million different things that happen around us every day. Even when something catches our eye, our brain forgets it a moment later. I want to tell the me back then, don't do anything careless. Don't do anything rash. Don't pretend you don't see it. Pay more attention. The goddess called fate is far more capricious than you believe, forever ensnaring you with her threads for sport. But yeah, both of the Chaos games have dating sims, which is really weird because who wants to date Taku? Like, at all. But Taku won, but the game exists. It's a real thing, so, you know, whatever. Oh, is it? I haven't looked. I knew this had to be something we had to do. When I found out this existed, it had to be something we did. Our time slowly ticks away from the moment of our birth to the moment of our death. It is finite. Also, the platinum rate is very high, so I don't think it has any, like, tricky trophies in it or anything. It's true. It should have... it should have a few routes. Yet time itself does not flow from the past to the future. It simply exists supernaturally, in the now. It is infinite. The wise men of old understood that the greatest wisdom was oft spoken by those who didn't understand their own genius. He who knows that he is wise may drown in his own wisdom, but he who does not, will stay away from the water because he can't swim. Taking the known as known and the unknown as unknown, this is true understanding. Accepting the unknown as the unknown was the first step towards God. Yeah, I like how it's just an extra hour for completionists. Just find the few last things and wrap it up. But in this case, by unknown. Hey, Mayuri, can I use those paper cups? Sure, I guess so. Yeah, I got you the snacks you were talking about. This is what you wanted, right? Okay. My mom told me to bring this. Oh, fried chicken! It looks so good! Hey, can I ask you something, Nya? Oh man, the Nyas have returned. Huh? Could you put this bottle in the refrigerator, Nya? Oh, okay. By unknown, I refer to things I don't understand rather than those I'm unaware of. Hey, what are you muttering about? Man, she is quiet. Maybe I gotta turn down the music a smidge? I don't know. Though or maybe it's just lowered because, you know, he's not paying attention. Though I hold my cell phone by my right ear, nobody is on the other line. No noise emanates from the speaker. It's completely silent. a stark contrast to the hustle and bustle filling the room. A single drop of sweat rolls down my chin and falls onto the floor. Ocarine, come on, tell me! The girl stands before me. She is talking to me with her head tilted. Her face exhibits the sort of pure innocence you would expect of a junior high student, the sort that would feel no anxiety even if she were about to enter enemy territory. What do you mean by things you don't understand? Is that so? I thought as much. This is more of the organization's handiwork. The organization is the organization, nothing more, nothing less. Its formal name is something else, but even uttering that name is a death wish. For that reason, all who know of its existence simply call it the organization. I like how it's just the organization, Shimibio. Yes. Yeah, what I'll probably do is just turn the music down a bit. We'll just do... I'll turn voices up a bit, turn music down a bit, voices up a bit. And we'll go based off of that for now. I feel like that's decent enough. We'll roll with it as we go though. What's done is done. This too may be the will of Steins Gate. Sai, Kongu. I lowered my cell phone and looked around the room to get a better grasp of the situation. But the questions only multiplied. Ocarine, have you forgotten about Mayushi? About me? Not to worry, you are Shino Mayuri, the hostage of infamous mad scientist and founder of the Future Gadgets Laboratory, Hoyoin Kyoma. I remember you clearly. Ooh, I was worried you'd forgotten me. Right, this high schooler who looks like a middle schooler is Shino Mayuri. She's a member of this laboratory, Lab Mem 002 to be precise, and my childhood friend. I could never forget her. And what I'm talking about has nothing to do with forgetfulness. I just don't understand any of this. Is that a different Daru voice? He sounds different. What's going on, Mayushi? Something wrong? Well, Okarine's acting a bit weird. I was just making sure he's okay. Alright, I gotta check that, because maybe it's just a different, like, recording or age or something. It could just be a recording or that line. Also, Harold, how's it going? Welcome to Viper in the chat. No, it's the same Daru as Dash, it's the same Daru as Steins Gate Elite, Steins Gate Zero, Zero the game. No, it's the same Daru. It is absolutely the same voice actor. Maybe it's just Mike or something. That line sounded different. Oh, he's also a JoJo character. Huh. Cool. And a Demon Slayer character. Okay, I should get off of behind the voice actor. Oh man. He's Rammelthau's little like black and white demon head thing in Guilty Gear. That's also him. Okay. What's a new show? Akiba Maid War. That is a name. Well, Okarine's acting a bit weird. I was just making sure he's okay. Okarine's acting weird? That's hardly worth being worried about, Mayuri. Isn't he always weird? Ooh. Yeah, I agree with Makiseshi. An Ocarine who isn't weird isn't an Ocarine at all. Ooh, there's a whole game about that. This man, who makes all those around him uncomfortable, and who has been occupying my focus for some time now, is Hashira Itaru, also known as Daru. Not only is he an extraordinary super hacker, he's also the right arm of Hoyoin Kyoma, a tremendously skilled hacker, or at least somebody who claims to be one. The threat, "my friend's a hacker, so we can easily find out who you are," often appears during arguments on the internet. People mockingly call the obviously non-existent hacker a hacker. Out of context clip. Behind the voice actor, black hole. No, that never happens. And anyway, Okabe, since you're the one who started all this, you should help us out instead of staring off into space. Hey, Christina, how many times do I need to tell you? Listen well, I am not Okabe Rintaro. I'm the mad scientist, Hoyoin Kyoma. As I've told you. Man, he gives that a little spice on that one. Not that one. Yeah, I've told you just as many times not to call me Christina. Oh, then what should I call you? The zombie? Celeb Sev? Or should I simply call you my assistant? How about my name? Christina it is then. I told you, my name is Makase Krisu. Do you know what? This game does something that almost no other game I don't think any other game in this series has done so far, and it's put the names in the right order that they say them. It's shockingly rare to see that, because you almost always see when it's translated them flipped, and I get why, but when you're listening to them say it, it's really jarring. That's really nice. Points for the freaking dating sim non-canon game. Cool. You always get so caught up in the details, Christina. She responded only with a glare. It's so easy to make her mad. But since there's no telling how she might exact her revenge, I should stop before things get out of hand. Nothing is as scary as a woman with vengeance on her mind. So? Huh? Don't huh me. Yeah, but it's so common. Like, if it's a fully translated thing and they're speaking English, it's less noticeable. But like, when it's translated in text, but they didn't redub it, it's just so jarring to read Krisu Makase and hear Makase Krisu. It's just jarring. Look at the genius neuroscientist, Miss Makase Krisu, who graduated from an American college at the age of 17, and who has been featured in international science journals, want my help with. Cool exposition, Oats. Short for Otsukare-sama, which means good work or way to go in Japanese net slang. How could you make that list of accomplishments sound like insults? I merely spoke the truth. They were. That's right, everything I said was true. In spite of her age, this girl is a world-renowned neuroscientist. It's highlighted, why isn't it a... You know what? Fine. This summer she came to me begging for a chance to be my disciple, so I took her in as Lab M number 004. Yet this is what I get. While this sort of behavior may fly in other countries, she needs to know that Japan doesn't take these things lightly. Fortunately for her, Hoyoin Kyomei is not bothered by such petty things. I will allow this indignity to slide without comment. So it's too much, can't clip on the channel. Good luck. Allow me to make it perfectly clear that my silence is not due to the terror this woman instills in me. Sure. I will ask you just once more. What is going on? Seriously? I look around the room. Oh hey, it's the whole squad, huh? Do you have a microwave in here now? It's good to see the squad again. Oh, I'm pretty sure they do. We did, but Ocarina broke it. I feel like there's more to the story than that, but yeah, we can go with that. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, where should I put this? Clutter and technology covers every free surface on the tiny room as if to drive home the point that we're in a laboratory. Yet somehow people were bustling about in this cramped space. What does this mean? Like I said, you started all this. Like I said, what on earth do you mean? Like I said, you're the one who said we should throw a party to celebrate the launch of our new gadget. Like I've said over and over. Oh, what? The new gadget? Did you just say we made a new gadget? Also, we apparently have mail. Oh man. Oh, is that just all the mail from the game? Oh man. Other memories return. Refer to a message in phone trigger transmission history at least once. Ooh. Wow, it's just all... What's the last one we get then? Okay, not there. Any leads yet? Okay, so that place is where things are. Self-memories return. Look at the phone trigger transmission history at least once. Okay, address book, yep. Oh, we got 3 wallpapers. That's gotta be that one. That's like, I'm glad they gave us more of them, and like, I would love to do something like this, but like, I got so used to that one. Like, it has to stay there. It's gotta stay there. Mail ringtone, sure. Sure, okay. It still shows mail, though. The timeline then... 30 seconds and nothing more. It's the only ringtone worth doing. It seems to be before he started looping for sure, but like, the fact that he's got a mail from Shining Finger... Yeah. Yeah, it's good. No more than 30 seconds. Also, it has the date up there, but besides that... Bingo, future gadgets. Gadget numbers 9 through 11, following the invention of the phone wave, and name subject to change. Could you mean we've got 3 of them? Yeah, you're the one who told us to make as many as possible, agreed. I see, so that's what happened. Daru and Krisu's explanations have brought the truth to light. In summation, I asked them to make new gadgets, and now we're celebrating our success. The only problem is, I don't recall any of it. Could I have given them this order subconsciously, or could this too be the organization's doing? No, that's not it. In that case... Daru, can I ask you something? But I refuse. A clear refusal. To the untrained eye, that is. Daru's constant use of net slang is like a contradiction or a conditioned reflex, even when it obscures his true response. So I ignore him and ask anyway. I understand now that we're having a party. But why are these people in our lab? I point at the people moving about the room. If it's a laboratory party, only lab members should be invited. But including myself, there are 8 people here. As far as I can remember, our laboratory only had 6 members. At least as of 5 minutes ago? Following that logic, we have 2 non-lab men interlopers in this room with us. What do you mean, why? They're lab men, SMH. Internet slang used to show that one cannot believe something, often used against people defying common sense. Lab men? You mean all of them? That's what I said. Something wrong with that? Not at all. Now I get it. The creation of new gadgets, a party, new lab members, none of which I remember. This could only mean... Hey, Makiseshi? Mayushi's right. Okun is acting a bit weirder than usual today. Yeah, you're right. With this much of evidence, there's no room for doubt. There's only one conclusion that can be drawn. It seems the experiment was successful. Experiment? Experiment? Hey, don't tell me you... You have a keen mind, Christina. I looked around the room and raised my voice so that everyone could hear me. That's right! I was conducting a D-mail experiment. At this time, I'm confident in my findings. I, Hoyoin Kyoma, hereby declare D-mail has the power to change the past. Oh. It's a very different vibe for an opening. A very different vibe. Just a smidge. Ah, everyone's a cat maid. It's important. Everyone starts a band. Also important. We go in K-On! Now. Steins Gate, K-On! Something terrible's gonna happen. I hope not. I really do hope not. I feel like that would be the biggest, like, just traumatic experience, as if this took a hard shift into frickin' depression after being like, this is not that, this is non-canon Happy Times. let people be happy. But who knows? Maybe there's a true end where everything goes wrong. I don't know. I want to hope not, but... Theme song. Yes. Also, hey Joe, how's it going? Welcome to Viper Lane in the chat. It's the Willis Steins gate. This is a LabMem story that could have been. See? It's a story that could have been. This is the what if stories. Ah, okay. Let's just block that. Entropy, the origins, rumble. All the IBA ones are just better. See, I never actually... those aren't things you can officially get here. So, like, I have no doubt, and maybe I'll have to go watch those after this, but, like, we were just talking about those. Those never got... neither of the Chaos ones got translated, which is a shame. Not officially, at least. There might be unofficial translations. I did not look, to be fair. If I was going to play... if I'm only going to play one, it's going to be this one. For sure. It all started with the invention of Future Gadget number 8, aka the phone wave, named subject to change. The Future Gadgets... let's see... what keeps getting me is that it's got the mail icon, but clearly, like... this is all red. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Some of that was skipped. That's probably why. Hopefully that does it. Will that make... no, it's still there. Do I have to read the outbox stuff? No. Did I miss one? I just want the notification to go away. Yep, missed one. There it is. Cool. Hell yeah. Perfect. The Future Gadgets Laboratory was founded by the mad scientist Hoyoin Kyoma with the stated intention of making future gadgets. Canon 2? Oh, those ones are canon? Oh, I mean, that doesn't surprise me, given what can happen in those games, but still, man. Probably so, or at least on camera. I don't think I've ever streamed another one. We didn't really stream a lot of, like, visual novels until... recently. Till 428. And I definitely wouldn't consider any of the other ones. The P's are so different. I'm gonna have to go check out the other ones. The reason I say stated it is because gadget invention is merely a stepping stone on the path of a real goal. That goal is to destroy the hierarchy of our society and bring chaos to this world. Inventing gadgets is simply a means to an end. But in the process, we stumbled upon an unbelievable invention. Oh, do you know what I didn't get this week? I don't have any Dr. Pepper right now. Next week. He'll be in soon. I mean, eventually, yeah, but like the queue we have ahead of us is lengthy. We've got... we've got the two we're gonna play, Valhalla, Night in the Woods. We've got 3 Phoenix Wright games. We've got the 2 Great Ace Attorney games. We've got the House of Fata Morgana. By then, we might even go back through Chaos Head to go through the Noah stuff. By then, Anonymous Code might be out. That's true, you do have the power of tickets. Fair. But you can only ticket the start of one, to be fair. You can ticket it one stream at a time. But in the process, we stumbled upon an unbelievable invention. The phone wave, name subject to change. At first, it was merely a microwave connected to a cell phone so that it could be controlled from afar. But a few days ago, we discovered an unintended side effect. That side effect is the surprising ability to send emails to the past. But do not think that these are any mere emails. Sending a message to the past allows you to interfere with events that have come to pass. For example, you could send your past self jackpot-winning lottery numbers. Should the past you've received that number and purchase a winning ticket, well... they didn't, screw it up. How about that? Why is this now phone wave? DeLorean mail, a text message that can be sent to the past. This is accomplished via cell phone by utilizing Future Gadget number 8, phone wave name subject to change. It's possible to set the arrival time of the message by the hour. However, messages cannot be sent to periods of time too close to the present. Additionally, the size of the message is limited to 36 bytes of data. Future Gadget number 8, a microwave oven that can be remotely controlled by a cell phone. By chance, it gained the ability to send D-mails, text messages that can travel into the past. Again, as you do. How about that? Start Clanad, look upon the majesty of the eyes. Ooh, man. Ooh. You see now how earth-shaking this discovery is, right? I mean, you could ticket me to start it, but then you'd also have to ticket me for every single stream of it, unless we, like, were, like, committed to finishing it. So, like, the longer the visual novel, the more tickets you need to make it happen. But you could do it. It's not impossible. What's that? You say this is all in my head? This is why it's difficult to converse with the willfully normal, though I suppose it's natural to have doubts. Even I doubted at first. However, it all happened as I said, and that's the truth. Nothing is more absolute than the truth. With that in mind, we've been conducting experiments over the last few days, and today we finally have our answer. As we thought, D-Mail has the power to change the past. Though we'd been experimenting countless times, we never found any conclusive evidence, but this time's different. The situation I'm in right now is entirely due to the D-Mail I sent my past self. The world has been changed. Clanad has peak 90s eyes, I believe it. Just one stream of a key visual novel. Who knows? We've just achieved a revolutionary breakthrough. How's that? So shocked you can't respond? Our invention will reshape the history of mankind. I'm sure that my bold declaration has rendered everyone speechless. Do we need anything else? Graceful girl? Speech. Do we have any chopsticks, Nia? Cat-eared girl. Right here, girl with glasses. Hey, think we should have bananas for dessert? These accursed barbarians! How pitiful that their feeble brains are unable to comprehend the announcement of the invention of the century. Angel Beats with Little Buster's beat? Was Angel Beats a visual novel? Wow, I've only seen the anime, though I really liked the anime. It has TK in it, thus making it the best. Got a visual novel adaptation of the anime. Huh, okay. It's weird when it goes the other way around. Not finished. Okay, but the anime is finished, and has been for a long time. Hey, yes? Just as I thought, my story has her hooked. Of course she is. She did just give a lecture about time machines at Radicon a week ago. There's no way she isn't interested. Is what you just said true? Didn't sell enough for them to justify finishing it. I like Konosuba, but why would they make a visual novel out of it? To be fair, if they translate it, I'd probably get it. I doubt they will, but you know. You'll have to be more specific. About your experiments, and that you changed the past. Of course. Do you have any evidence? What I experienced. You get a spin-off manga next year? Okay. And what, pray tell, did you experience? You want me to tell you? I'm asking. Then ask me politely, something along the lines of, please, Mr. Hoyo and Kyoma might just convince me to reveal my secrets. Hey, Mayuri, do you think we should start putting the plates out? Please listen to me. Ooh, I love how easily she's got him wrapped around her finger, though. It is always good. That's what you should have started with. Here we go, Green. Sure, Daru. What humiliation. But I must be patient. Only then will I be able to reveal to them how truly great I am. And when I do, even my assistant will be in awe by my genius. I told my assistant and Daru what I'd been up to for the last couple of days. In exchange, the two of them agreed to tell me more about our current situation. Doing so allowed me a slightly firmer grasp on the world as it currently stood. I see. It seems there are a number of similarities between the past before and after you interfered, as it stands now. Right, and reality has been changed accordingly. Once we discovered D-Mail, we conducted an experiment, aka Operation ERD, to study how D-Mails worked. Though, all things considered, things haven't really changed that much. The primary difference is that I suspended the experiment to focus on creating new gadgets. And of course, that now we have 8 lab members here instead of 6. Those are the only differences. But it's strange. I'll be here, but we want to get to see actual Krisu again. Yeah, it's been a little while. Since literally the first game in this series. The first one we played, not the first one of the series, but the first one we played. What's strange? Think about it. That power of yours. What was it called again? Something... For Chini's girl, you don't have much of a memory, Christina. I shall tell you again, so listen closely. I have the power to bear witness to fluctuations in the world. This power is known as Reading Steiner. I am glad that he, if anything, had more fun with Okabe in this game. I don't know if that's possible. But clearly he was like, man, Zero happened. I didn't get to have a lot of fun with that. Let's go ham. And I appreciate that. Please tell me we can do something about that name. Nope. Why? Because it is the choice of Steins Gate. That makes no sense. This is why you'll never ascend beyond the level of assistant. Changing a single event with a D-mail has a ripple effect that changes events that occur afterwards. As evidenced by Krisu's behavior up to this point, memories from the world before the change are erased. Because, to the majority of the world, these memories are of events that never happened. One cannot have memories of something that never happened. That would be a natural conclusion to draw. But of course, I exist in the new, altered now, too, but it seems I alone have the ability to remember events from before the world was changed. That is my special ability, Reading Steiner, a gift from God that I alone possess. The downside is that I don't know exactly how the DML has changed the world when I enter a new reality. Well, whatever. So, what did you send? What? You must have sent a DML to the past, right? I'm asking you what kind of message you sent a few days back in time. I don't know. Huh? Krisu choked out a horrified gasp. Hey, what do you mean you don't know? For you, my faithful assistant, I shall explain. Listen well, Christina. In order to verify a hypothesis, one must run a multitude of tests. So many that it could make your head spin. So, in short, you sent so many D-mails that you're not even sure what you sent. Not at all. The truth is that during the experiments, my right arm took on a life of its own and... not again! Yeah, that's what happened. Shut up. If you're gonna call yourself a mad scientist, at least keep track of your experiments, you weird Shunibyo. Literally, 8th grade syndrome, a term referring to a mindset exhibited primarily by teenage males. Also used as a derogatory term to refer to older people who still exhibit this mindset, characterized by an affected attitude of nihilism or cynicism, extreme self-centeredness, delusions of power or superiority, and a consuming fear of being treated as a child. The person who exhibits these symptoms believes that they are cool, but most observers find them pathetic. Chunibyo, which is also often abbreviated to Chuni, also refers to the fictional tropes that teenage males often enjoy, such as ancient conspiracies, superpowers, especially powers sealed on a character's eye or arm, Norse mythology, battles for the fate of the multiverse, etc. The consummate Chunibyo case will work such elements into his or own personal backstory. Green is a textbook example. Always. Yeah. Such arrogance for a mere assistant. But letting my anger show would be immature. And if there's anything we know about Hoyo and Kyoma, is that he is never immature. I immediately take out my phone and put it up to my ear. Not to worry, everything's fine. This is merely another test placed before me. This is not a problem. It is nothing. Is JP Ignis? Okay, he's a lot of stuff. It's Mamoru Miyano. He's everywhere. He's the manager in Zombieland Saga. He's Riku in Kingdom Hearts. He's Tamaki in Ouran High School Host Club. I have a friend who's just a huge fan of Mamoru Miyano, which is how I ended up learning about him, because like she would always talk about all the roles he was in and point out his voice, and I'd eventually watch Steins Gate. It's like that laugh. Like, it's always the same laugh. It's good. Yep, Ryuji in Persona 5. He's a lot of things. Yeah, he's all over. And is a great voice actor. I mean, not that anybody in any of the games we've played has been a bad voice actor. They've all had times to really shine and like flex, which is wonderful. But got a little extra in Gundam 00. I've never watched Gundams other than G, but good to know. Manager, yeah, and he's got, especially because his voice for the manager is just Okabe. Like, he has range for sure, but the manager is just Okabe. It's not subtle that it's the same voice. That's right, everything is the choice of Steins Gate. El Sai Kanguru. I put the phone away only to find Mayuri standing right beside me. Tutu, hey, Ocarine. Come on, Mayuri, how many times do I have to tell you that my name is Hoyoyi Hyoma? Ocarine is Ocarine. Some battles cannot be won. I've been telling her for 5 years now, but she still doesn't get it. I can't say I like being called Ocarine, but I guess I'll let her get away with it for now. So what do you need, Mayuri? Huh? I have no time for hugs. You've got something you want to talk to me about, right? Oh, right. Well... Oh, now I remember. I came to tell you that it's ready. Excuse me. Ready? The party. I mean, everything's prepared. Oh, I like how Mayuri has resting cat face. As I looked around, I saw everyone who was once busy setting things up staring at me. Now that I think about it, everyone gathered together today for some reason. I may not remember what, but I have no choice but to rise to the occasion. In a single grand emotion that left my lab coat fluttering, I made my declaration. Oh, okay. I haven't seen that in a while, but that was a good one. Alright, let our 89th Roundtable Conference commence. And in a few minutes, the world was in chaos. Or at least the laboratory. Hey, you're the genius Makase Krisu, right? Well, I don't know about the genius part. Why would someone like you join this lab? I ask myself that every day. Oh yeah, I've only actually seen Soul Eater with the dub, but I remember last time I looked it up that seeing he was Death the Kid too. I should watch that sub. The dub is really good. No, that's a lie. I have watched it. I have watched it subbed, but it was a long time back, but I have seen it. Because I specifically remember the opening, a sound mind resides within a sound body, and a sound soul resides within a sound mind and a sound body in Japanese. Not enough to say it, but I remember that bit, so I definitely saw it in Japanese. The fried chicken your mom made is so good, Luka-kun. She'll be happy to hear you liked it. Hey, Moeka-san, try some. Oh. It's super good, right? You can huff copium by watching Soul Eater or not. I forget that exists. I really don't know anything about it, but I forget it exists. Yeah. He's light? Oh, okay. Ferris-san, can I ask you a favor? He's just hidden in the back. It's just his hat and a tuft of hair. Nya-nya? I'd like to request your special move, Mix Gaze, please. Damn Death Noter. Clearly, yeah. I'm not a maid and May Queen today, so I reject your request now. Is there anyone more chuny than Light Yagami? Let's be honest here. I mean, yes, and it's Okabe, but besides that, clearly, I'll do anything. Nope. I missed Ferris. What is wrong with all of you? This sort of chaos is an affront to our storied roundtable conference. This should be an important meeting that determines the direction of our lab. How could they take it so lightly? That's wrong, Ocarine. What is? This isn't a roundtable conference. It's a banquet. It's a round table, not roundable. But even if I correct her, Mayuri won't remember. I'll just pretend she said it right. Can't look at Maid Cafes the same anymore. You know, so that's why we're not going to talk about complicated things today. That was the plan. In fact, you're the one who came up with the party idea in the first place, Ocarine. Why on earth would I say something like that? It's all Kiryu now. Even if I did say that, say it, it's a mystery as to why. Nonetheless, we should quiet down before Mr. Braun comes in here to yell at us. That seemed like a good enough excuse. The Future Gadgets Laboratory is located just outside of Akihabara, on the second floor of an old two-story building. Mr. Braun is the grumpy old owner of the Braun Tube Workshop on the first floor. He's dedicated his life to CRT TVs, though it's hard to imagine much demand for his services in this day and age. Still, in spite of Mr. Braun's grumpiness, he incites no fear in a man of as many hidden talents as myself. Sure, okay. But I'd really rather not incite his anger without good reason. Especially because Mr. Braun is also the owner of the Ohiyama building. This building! Fortunately, my overflowing charisma convinced him to rent us an entire floor's worth of space for next to nothing. Mr. Braun truly has an eye for greatness, though that's not to say he can't be fickle. Long story short, I'd rather not cause a ruckus that makes him angry and causes him to storm in here raising our rent, as I may or may not have received several threats of this nature before. Yeah, making noise is not a good idea. The boss isn't here right now, so we should be fine. Oh. What? Is that true? Yep. He said he was leaving the shop to me and left right after. The girl with braided hair said this as she picked up a snack and popped it in her mouth. This girl with braided hair, Amane Suzuha, is a part-time warrior hired by the Braun Tube Workshop. If she says he's gone, then maybe there's nothing to worry about. It's been a while, yeah. By the way, part-time warrior, what are you doing here? What am I doing? It's a party, right? I'm also a, what was it? Rubber man? You mean lab mem? Yeah, right, I'm also a lab mem. Oh, right, I just remembered. You just remembered? You're the one who told me to join. You said from today forth, you are lab member 08008. Right, that did happen. See, so she's our 8th member. Well, I don't remember why I let her in, but this is yet another choice made by Steins Gate. I may hardly know this girl, but I have to believe that I will. At times, benevolence is necessary in the pursuit of bringing chaos upon the world. So, I want you to answer my question. What are you doing here? Like I said, I'm attending this meeting as a lab man. That's not what I meant. Your boss left his shop to you in your care, correct? Correct. Then, isn't it a problem that you're hanging out here? Not at all. The store's closed for today. What? If you left the store to me, I can close early if I want to, right? Ooh. I guess. Unless he finds out. Impossible! I began shaking from the sheer shock of what I was hearing. Excuse me. The lands and dating game. I'm sure it'll be fine. So this is what the generation younger than us is like. Mr. Braun, I'm afraid that I've misjudged your so-called eye for greatness. So? Sorry, everything's taken care of, so we are going to party and have fun. Okay. Okay, Ocarine? Well, if that's the case, I won't object. In reality, I had a number of objections, but I guess it is sometimes important to provide your subordinates with breaks. Okay, now that that's all cleared up, let's start fresh with a toast now. Everyone, ready your cups now. But wait, I should be the one to... Cheers! Cheers! The one who founded the lab should be the one to make the toast. Yeah, is something wrong, Kyoma? No, nothing in particular. I can show everyone kindness for a day. Hoyoin Kyoma is not a man to be bothered over such insignificant matters. Translation, he's bothered by this insignificant matter. This Ferris girl. You're acting a little weird now. Not at all, I'm being my usual self. Don't tell me it's... What? There's no need to hide it now. Your wound from the Grand Crusade. Wound? What are you talking about? Such a minor wound wouldn't... That's a lie now. You can't fool me. Let me take a look now. leave me be. As much as obviously Krisu and Okabe are clearly the OTP, hot damn, that's why I have to pick the Ferris route first, because like she's the only one that leans into his Chunibyo goodness. Like that's the one worry, is that they might be too dangerous. They might actually be too dangerous. They might just cause a singularity of Chunibyo that just explodes and takes out the world. Kyoma, don't touch me. Also, this singular person who listens to... No, that's not true. Luca calls him Kyoma too. They're on levels of Daru and Frau. Yeah, kinda, yeah. You really did it. You used the sealed arcana to help me and everyone else. What is she even talking about? First of all, I've never heard of this grand crusade. Paris is the most popular girl at the maid cafe, Maid Queen Nyanya, where Mayuri also works. That type of cafe where the waitresses wear maid uniforms, usually in the French maid style. They typically call their customers master. Patrons can talk to the waitresses and play games with them, but ultimately maid cafes are restaurants, not bordellos. Daru is a big fan of hers, but I'm not great at following all the imaginary things she makes up. It will never cease getting to me that, like, Mr. makes up everything and has an entire backstory can't follow or comprehend her playing the same game. She always steals my stories, adds her own settings onto them, and makes them even more impenetrable. I call this technique dubbing 10. It's truly terrifying. If I were to go along with her stories, people around me would begin assuming that I am delusional. Yes, that's what would cause that to happen. Yep. And allow me to make one thing clear. The things I say are not the ramblings of delusion. I speak the truth. I would not abide being lumped in with her. In fact, I should probably change the subject before she gets too carried away. Now that I think about it, Ferris, you're a lab member too, right? That's right now, after struggling to collect the 7 keys of the Guardian and signing the ancient pact that serves the darkness, I was accepted as a lab member number 007, yeah. It's like I just hear a buzzing sound. Anyway, tell me, why did you join the laboratory in the first place? Because, yeah. Because? I joined this lab to enact my vengeance upon the accursed Golden Dusk who kidnapped my little sister and... Yes, I understand completely. Wait, Kyoma, I haven't finished my story yet now. I can waste no more time on Ferris. As I turned my back to her. My eyes met those of the person who stood right in front of me. Oh, Okabe-san. Ah, Lukako. Urashibara Luka. My disciple, in the same grade as Mayuri and lab member number 006, probably. At a glance, Luka seems like the ideal Japanese woman, beautiful and elegant. However, he's a guy. While preparing for the party, Luka was working more quickly and efficiently than anyone else. But he's a guy. No, wait. Took a closer look at Lukako's face. Huh? Okabe-san? I'm not Okabe. I'm sorry, Kyoma-san. He doesn't look any different. A few hours before he changed the past using a D-mail, Lukako made a surprising confession that it was his dream to be a girl. Well, it seemed an impossible feat even with the time machine. We sent a message to his mother's pager. An early method of receiving wireless messages. Service in Japan started around 1968. After support for text data was added in the 1990s, pagers grew in popularity among high school girls. However, pagers were soon replaced by cellular phones. Pager service was terminated in 2007. Something wrong? There's something on my face? Like, after an entire game, it's just, I can't change the ringtones for these. They're too iconic. Are you sure it was okay for me to be there, Moeka? Well, we can't respond to it, so it's alright. That's it. Lukako, can I ask you something? Yes, what is it? Do you remember sending a message to your mother's pager? Sending a message to my mom? No. So you didn't send her anything? No, she doesn't have a pager anymore. I see. So there we are. I thought he might have, but perhaps I was overthinking things. Nothing seems to have changed about Lukako. I'm relieved, but also kind of sad. I'm also a lab mem after all. Sorry, just not used to these kinds of situations, so I get nervous. I'm sorry, Koyoma-san. Why are you sorry? Because you seem disappointed. He's just as emotionally intuitive as ever. But he's a guy! Come on, Ocarine, don't bully Luka-kun. Listen to Mayuri. If there's anything we have learned from 2 whole Steins Gate games, it's that Mayuri is always right. Hard stop. Always right. Hey, Mayuri-chan, he's not bullying me. I mean, he's slightly mentally bullying you, you know. So what kind of gadget is it anyway? I haven't actually heard anything about it. Fill me in, Moika. He's not bullying you externally. Right, Mayuri. Besides, Luka's my disciple. We have an agreement in place for things like this. For things like this? Now, you're certainly into some interesting stuff, Ocarine. I'll have to watch my back from now on. Okabe, you idiots! That's not what I meant! Oh, that's a shame. Huh? 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 No, did I just say something weird? What's going on? What did you say, Luka-kun? Nothing. It was nothing. Definitely nothing. Really? Really? Yeah. Well, I'll just pretend I didn't hear anything. And actually... Hey, Shining Finger! If you've got something on your mind, just say it! Stop messaging me when I'm right in front of you! And talking to someone else. I'm sorry, I'm not good at talking to people. Shining Finger, so named for her unbelievably fast messaging skills, a title I bestowed upon her. Her real name is Kiryu Moeka, or something. She works at an editing company in Akihabara called Arc Rewrite. I made her lab member number 005 to swear her to secrecy when she found out about D-mail a few days ago. But now that the past has changed, I can't be sure about how she became a lab mem. I'm sure that will reveal itself later, unless it doesn't. It's not a major concern right now. So, Okabe-kun, I'm telling you, I'm Hoyo in Kyoma, and you shall refer to me as such. I swear, it's so hard to find good help. Okabe-kun, about what we were discussing earlier. Is this it? Do they all think so lightly of me? Then I have no choice but to show them the true terror of... I'm really interested in the new gadget. Can you please tell me what it is, Moika? My vengeful enthusiasm wanes. I don't think that sort of approach would work on her anyway. You want to know about the new gadgets? Yeah. Meow? Are you really revealing the new gadgets now? Oh, so you're curious too, Ferris. You know, curiosity killed the cat. I did go through a lot in order to be here now. Did you? You went through a lot? What's wrong? Are you okay, Ferris? What did you have to go through? Did she? I didn't actually pick up on that. Oh, yeah. Ferris is clearly best. I mean, obviously. That's why we're going to try for the Ferris route first. Even though apparently we're doing all of them. We're trying Ferris first. Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it now. Really? Well, if you ever need a helping hand, you can always call on me. Thanks, but it's nothing, really. Don't worry about it now. How strange. In an Arrogate, a line like that would usually trigger a Darukun, you're so sweet flag or something. A metafiction term refers to common methods of foreshadowing particular events. A death flag, for example, suggests that a character will die shortly. Death flags and romance flags are the most common. Daru, now might not be the best time for Arrogate logic. We can all hear you. Yeah, anyway. God damn it. Anyway, get to the gadgets. I want to hear about them too. The ones you made, Kiyoma-san. Everyone on the table is looking at me. But he has no idea what the gadgets are. I see that you all now finally understand the significance of being lab members. Listen closely. The new gadgets. There. 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 There? Yeah, anyway. There. Daru, explain. Why aren't you doing it yourself? I told you, my memory has been altered by my D-mail experiments. Ah, gotcha. I could explain, but I have no damn clue what kind of gadgets I made. Only you would go through all that showboating only to admit you don't remember, Ocarina. Huh? Okabe-san? Whoops. Did you lose your memory? That can't be right, Luka-kun. He's got, what was it? The eating? The reading Steiner. Right, the strainer. It's such a mouthful. Did you? Mayushi, could you say it's such a mouthful one more time? Say it a little more like you want. Stop it, you pervert! It's such a mouthful. You stop that too. That's wrong now. You have to say it like you're kind of shy. You're just as bad as he is. Hey, what are they even talking about? Oh no. This isn't good. This is the lab crew I assembled, but there's so little synergy I can't get a word in edgewise. If you please, Daru, explain the new gadgets to them. Hopefully loudness is enough to get us back on track. Right. My bad. Often used as part of the phrase, lol, my bad, lol, while theoretically an apology, it's more often used to provoke or annoy someone. Right, so. You got a couple of cardboard boxes from the curtained-off development room and put them on the table. The dubious, I mean, creative objects sat before us. They're so crappy, charming, I don't know where to start describing them, so I'll describe them in the order Daru did. Future gadget number 9, Homing Diva. Oh, jeez. Future gadget number 9, a vinyl umbrella with a GPS device implanted inside. If the user loses or has it stolen, it can be easily located. However, because its power switch is tied to the open-close button, the GPS will not turn on unless the umbrella is open. I personally find the name to be a stroke of genius, Hoyo and Gilma. Future gadget number 7, a gadget created by arranging 12... Okay, Ghost in the Ball, that was the one from before. Mobile Armored Riot Camouflage Ball, that's an older one. The Saber's an older one. Future gadget number 5 was, once again, created by combining a dryer and a vacuum. Dryer is operated using exhaust of the vacuum. Oh yeah, got you. Its name is a reference to the popular anime Lupants III. Mode Snake. Could this be Aura Aura? Number 2... Okay, so these are all the old ones. Number 10, Surprise Specs. Future gadget number 10, a pair of glasses that converts what it sees into data and then reproduces it as a 3D projection. It's capable of replaying events as though they are actually happening in real time. Needless to say, it's a game-changing future gadget capable of turning reality into VR. Mayuri is said to have come up with its name. Okay. Number 11, One Scoot Prevails. A skateboard able to reach surprising speeds by utilizing jet propulsion technology. The back of the skateboard is equipped with a plastic bottle filled with Diet Cola. By inserting a menthol-heavy piece of candy into the bottle, a chemical reaction occurs, creating a type of jet propulsion. Its name was derived from a line frequently used in the popular shonen manga Detective Doyle. Yup. These are... I desperately searched for words when Star finished. A frown plastered upon my face. What's wrong, Ocarina? Are you sick? No. But what on earth are these weird gadgets? Weird? Right, every one of them looks totally useless. I mean, have you looked around the lab before? Well, you're the one who told us to make them. How amazing these are, Hoyo and Kyoma. Masterworks all. Even I tremble in fear of my own genius. Did you just own yourself, Oats? Huh? Huh? Oh, I mean... I've noticed it before, but this girl sometimes speaks in at-channel slang. Fictional. Japan's most popular message board covers a wide variety of topics from hacking to cooking to anime to current events. She may act all business, but I suspect she may secretly be an at-channeler. Hey, Okabe Rintaro, can I touch this? The part-time warrior is pointing at one of the new gadgets. Of course, you're all lab members, so go right ahead. Hey guys, you said we can play with these! As soon as the words left Susuo's lips, everyone took the gadgets in their hands and started examining them from every angle. Now that I think of it, I think this is the first time I've ever seen them so interested in our gadgets. It was only me and Daru until a week ago, but now I kinda regret that it wasn't me who built these gadgets. Well, technically it was. Look, Luka-kun, if you had this umbrella, you wouldn't have to worry about losing it somewhere. Well, the umbrella itself is kind of cheap plastic. Wouldn't it be cheaper just to buy replacements instead of buying this? Well, do you mind if I open it in here? It's so big, it might not fit. Daru, down already. Already, Daru, no. Daru, no. It might not fit. It's not really my cup of tea, but hearing you say it is getting me all bothered. Also, hey Grim, how's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. There's just some lines that are just Daru bait, like, come on. Didn't I tell you to quit it with the perverted jokes? Anyhow. I feel like these glasses don't change my vision at all. Really? Give them to Meow. Well, Ferris-tan and glasses, be still my heart. What doesn't set Daru off? Well, it's a party, so I might as well let him have his fun. Hey, what are you doing, Kiryu-san? I was just going to move this. Shiny Finger stood before the panicking Krisu holding the skateboard. But from what Daru explained, that skateboard is... Christina, stop it right now! That can't go off in here, no matter what! Kiryu-san, stop! If you move a muscle, the cola will... Huh? Well... we were too late. What the? What's going on now? Soda sprayed everywhere as the skateboard smashed into the wall repeatedly. The laboratory had become a sticky, carbonated hell. Damn you, Finger! How dare you! I'm sorry, I'll clean it up. That's right, you will! This is really cold. Wow, I didn't know sodas could explode like that! Mayushi's surprised. I'm soaking wet. Anyhow. Oh, Amanishi, say, I am soaking wet again, please? Daru, you might want to learn how to self-censor. You never will. Never will. Oh, no, it's so late. Also, hey Birdie, how's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. Hope your weekend's going well. Farrah stood up in the middle of the festivities. I better get back to the cafe now. What? Are you leaving? Daru couldn't hide his disappointment. But it really wasn't all that late. I've got something to take care of after I get back to the cafe now. This is going to be peak Daru. Oh, almost certainly. Seems like you have something in your mind, Ferris-chan. Only Mayuri calls her Ferris instead of Ferris. It's a subtle nickname, but an affectionate one. Well, as I mentioned before, Mayuri works with Ferris as Mayushi Nyan-Nyan at May Queen Nyan-Nyan. I'm done cleaning. Everything should be spotless, Moika. For someone who can be a little soft between the ears, I'm impressed that Mayuri is doing so well at work. That's one of the more interesting ways of calling someone a little soft between the ears. You can't stay here for much longer either, Mayushi. You said you got tons of homework now. I can work on it tomorrow, right, Luka-kun? Oh, sorry, I did mine already. Whoa, you're such a good student, Luka-kun. Mayuri, you really should focus on your studies. That's what students are supposed to do, after all. Is this today's Look Who's Talking segment? I mean, he's not wrong. I don't need the pedestrian education taught in schools. For I am Hoyo in Kyoma. Because that's a reason. The girl before me probably has no need for the typical education system either. I keep forgetting that you're a student, Okabe-kun. Maybe it's just the way you talk, but I'll always end up thinking you're older than me, Moika. Okay, everyone. See you later. Damn it. We saw Farrah's off as she walked to the door. Then Krisu stood up. Right, I should get going too. Huh? Are you going home? No, I just have 2 more gadgets I need to complete. What? You're making more? Like I said, you're the one who told me to make more. Like I said 1,000,000 times, I can't remember. It doesn't change the fact that you asked. Stop whining. Damn, she's got a point. We have to get out of bankruptcy somehow, and complaining won't help. Bankruptcy? I was going to ask her what she meant, but she disappeared behind the curtains to the development room. Bankruptcy? I'm sure that's what she said. Hey, Daru, what does she mean by that? She meant just what she said. Daru explained that our recent gadget obsession was brought about by our bankruptcy. The Future Gadgets laboratory was never exactly flush with cash, but something really serious must have happened. How the hell? I wanted to know the reason for our bankruptcy, but... Ocarine? Daru and Mayuri didn't waste a word. Their faces told me everything I needed to know. It was me. It was my fault. So, what are these other gadgets that we're working on? They're... I'm not telling. Come on! If you don't know, maybe you should wait until they're complete. It'll be more fun that way. Oh, or you can try to figure them out yourself. I mean, you're the one who came up with them, SMH. They know I can't remember anything. The teasing makes my curiosity even worse. Okay, Daru, if there are 2 gadgets in development, why not tell me about just one of them? Hate to say it, but I don't know a thing about either. Really? Really? Maka says she came up with them, not you, Ocarine. Christina? So I'm gonna leave you to think about them both. Christina's ideas, huh? Could have something to do with neuroscience? That is her specialty, after all. If that's the case, then it must be... Nope. No idea. Well, if I don't even know what I told my crew to make, there's no way I'd be able to figure out what my assistant is making. Heh. Whoa, what? Did you figure out somehow? Now things are getting interesting. No, he knows nothing. Right now, don't care what these next 2 gadgets are. I'm not even going to ask why we're in dire financial straits. We got 5 new gadgets on hand. I'm sure they'll help us get the money we need soon enough, yeah. You guys, the future of the future gadgets is bright. Did he give up without even guessing? He sure did. Don't worry about the details. Now's the time for fun. Let's get this party started. The party is literally ending. But now? But the party's almost over. Are you okay, Ocarine? Hey, Lukiko, Finger, this calls for a toast. Oh. Okabe-san? Didn't they already have a toast? That last ha, that last super forced ha. Shut up, Okabe! I like how that's the end of the scene. Shut up, Okabe! You know? Hey, can you hear me? I've got a problem. Actually, no, that's not quite right. Problem doesn't even begin to cover it. Listen carefully. Our lab has been taken over. Like I said, it's bad. What? No, the enemy's too capable. There's no way to retake our lab without casualties. If you truly insist, and there's no other way around it, I'll do it. Right, we're breaking in. If we survive, the first round's on me. Sai, Kanguru. I put away my cell phone and stepped into enemy territory, but I took it back out to read the mail. The banquet was so much fun. I've never partied with so many people before. I hope you invite me next time too. Oh, my mom was really happy that everyone liked her fried chicken. Ah, see, now we've got options. Banquet, partied with so many people, fried chicken. What do we do for Luca? What's the answer? What's the one? I also get the feeling we may stumble into wrong paths. Who knows? Fried chicken. Unfortunately, I never got the chance to try any. It was all gone by the time I went to grab some. Wow. Alright. Resonance reaction return. Replied to a message from someone in phone trigger. We getting trophies tonight, yo. Christina, how long are you going to make me wait before we send the next demon? Shut up! What? I already told you, didn't I? I'm busy working on new gadgets. Until they're complete, you are not to send any demo. So shut up and don't interrupt me again. Got it? Damn. You didn't have to be quite so vicious about it. She did. Besides, this is my lab in the first place. Yelling at you and tossing around your own lab like that? Magase the goat. I looked up at the voice and saw Daru looking at me with a grin on his face. I wasn't tossed out. It was a strategic withdrawal. By the way, Daru, when did you get here? Just now. Give me the TLDR version. At channel slang, used when a poster shows up late to a popular thread without knowing what's actually going on. Also, where's the... Ah, there we go. Feels like we haven't saved, so... There you go. I'll say, Pots, how's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. Help with what? Weak to the grappler matchup? Oh no. Oh no. To be fair, aren't we all? You can't 6P a grapple. It's not how it works. Not grapples. They go through that. Upper body invulnerability doesn't stop a grapple, man. Doesn't care about 6P. Ah, yes. Have you tried it? Ooh, yeah. Not getting hit is another good plan, to be fair. I struggle to remember exactly what section you're at then, but I can narrow it down to a few, yeah. I mean, you know... Have you tried blowing on the cartridge? How does that stop a grapple? Yeah, Lady Dimitrescu don't care. She's gonna get you. Unless you run. Ah, okay. Just the general, she's not happy you're roaming around her mansion. Oh, you got past that bit. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I like how it's the one word and I'm immediately like, yep, that's the bit you got to. Cool. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's so good. It's okay, just pour some juice on it, Potts. Not only does it fix the hand, it fixes the jacket sleeve. It's good stuff, okay? It's good stuff. Because they're the things you can see. It's the only reason I can think of. Is like, straight up just like, that's all they got to work with. But yeah, they sure do. They sure do. 110%. I'm sure it'll be fine. You just pour more juice on it, whatever. As long as you've got juice, your hands are okay. Oh, it's so too late for that arc. It's so too late for that. It appears he arrived as though sneaking behind enemy lines. And as for Christina, well, I kind of understand how she was feeling. As a researcher, being interrupted in the middle of your work is a real pain. Guess I'm out of luck. Experimenting on D-mail is certainly a pressing matter, but it's not worth risking my life over. So, what's the plan now? If I can't perform any experiments, there's no reason to stay around here. What are you going to do, Daru? Are you going to May Queen again? I wish I were, but it's actually just there. Now I see. After hanging at May Queen, you decided to swing by the lab to play on Aerogaze or something. Wrong. Not an Aerogate, but an MMO. They just dropped a bunch of new quests today. Which MMO, though? Massively multiplayer online role-playing game. An online game in which huge numbers of players are able to coexist simultaneously within the same world. I hear these ones if you're fighting this really strong dragon or something like that. That doesn't narrow it down to at all. Daru continues to wax poetic about this dragon, but I don't pay much attention. Whether he plays an Aerogate or an MMORPG makes no difference to me. By the way, Ocarine, did you hear about what's going on in Akiba? No, not really. What is it? So there's this band that's been really popular lately. Phantasm? Of course it's Phantasm. Of course it's Phantasm. Oh, you're right. It's the only MMO that exists in this world. What was it called? It was ESO, but I always forget what it stands for. It's definitely not Elder Scrolls Online. You're right, it's ESO, yeah. Chewy, crispy, chewy. 100%. Chewy cookies better than crispy. Hands down. You've probably never heard of them. I've heard of them. Underestimate me at your own peril. Of course I've heard of them. Really? Calling me surprised. Phantasm. Apparently they're a pretty big deal. They made a splash last year in the indie music scene and made their official debut this year. Shortly thereafter, they provided the theme to the anime Rainet Kakeru, a popular manga serialized in Loco Comics. The third season of the anime adaptation is currently airing on Toe TV. Although the series is ostensibly aimed at children, the realistic themes depicted also appeal to adults. More and more children are learning about the internet through this anime. It has reached a point where some scholars claim that children are better informed than their parents with regard to the internet issues. Some people are even calling this new generation Rainet children. Some politicians and organizations have strongly criticized the series for encouraging children to become hikikomori by idealizing boys and girls who are obsessed with computers. However, a majority of adults praise the series for teaching children about the possibilities of the internet. Internet morality, copyright infringement, and privacy protection. This has contributed to Rainet's success. Although the series stimulates intellectual curiosity, it is not merely an educational program. As Kakeru battles terrorists in cyberspace, his techniques and programs are represented as virtual robots, while his enemies' viruses take the form of monsters. This makes the confrontations easy to visualize, with well-timed perspective changes depicting both the protagonist's techniques inside the computer and his friend's teamwork outside the computer. Okay, that's a lot. Paris mentioned something like that a few days ago. Anyway, why does Phantasm have everyone so riled up? They signal jacked Akiba's airwaves. Originally, this term was used to describe when someone unofficially hijacked a signal from a TV station to broadcast video to an unspecified large amount of people. However, in recent times it also refers to when multiple TVs in a public space play the same video for promotional purposes, as well as when a TV personality is broadcast on the same program from morning to night. Okay. Signal jack the airwaves? That's right. I guess it was some sort of promotional thing. They had every screen in Akiba, from PC monitors to the UPX billboard display streaming their music video. It had people going nuts. Major office building in Akihabara. Okay. Airwave hijacking. Still, it helped Phantasm get crazy popular. Not that anyone knew who they were a year ago. But if you ask me, they've already jumped the shark. I've been over them for like 2 years already. Despite how annoying Daru's rambling was, most of his words didn't make their way to my brain. Because something else was occupying my thoughts. Are you even listening to me, Ocarine? Daru, that's it! Huh? I looked Daru dead in the eyes, straight into his slightly dilated pupils. What's it? I'm talking about hijacking the airwaves. If they can do it, we can too, right? He's giving me a look that says, what the hell is this guy on about? Still, I keep talking. Think about it. What is it that we're trying to do? Make weird gadgets and play with them? No, we're trying to destroy the system that controls the world and plunge society into chaos. Of course. Creating gadgets is only part of it. Oh, yeah, I guess. So, why are you bringing that up now? Seriously, how can you be this dense? I want to do the thing. The one they do on TV all the time. The speech thing. Ah, I get you now. Like a Sieg Scion kind of deal. A famous scene from the popular 1970s anime Mobile Jacket Gunbam. In this sequence, the next leader of the Principality of Scion, Karma Sabi, ends his grand speech with these words. This phrase is commonly parodied across many different works. Well, close enough. Once the system has been destroyed, we need to let the world know, but we won't be able to do so if we haven't prepared for it. Now I'm picking up what you're putting down. So, think we can do it? Yeah, no problem. Excuse me? His response was so casual that I couldn't help but blurt out my disbelief. To be frank, I was hoping things would unfold in a more dramatic, thoughtful, one last ride sort of fashion. But hey, if the man knows he can do it, all the better. We're gonna need the right equipment, though. You do know that this laboratory doesn't have any budget to spare, right? Of course I do. In that case, yeah, I think we'd only be able to hijack the analog networks. Daru explained that hijacking the digital networks would be extremely difficult for us as we are now. That's not to say that hijacking the analog networks would be much easier. If we want to hijack the analog networks, we're going to need a whole lot of power. If we use all of the equipment we had in the lab right now for signal intrusion, our video could be seen in, well, pretty much just Akihabara. Analog networks in this day and age, whoops. And only in Akihabara? That sounds so pathetic. Well, we don't have to do it if you don't want to. No, that sounds good. So, you want me to do it? Precisely. It's easy to give up when something seems pointless, but a small step forward is still a step. For realsies? Of course, while it may seem like a pointless waste of time at first, this is essentially the cornerstone of our greater achievement. Oh, and just so you know, signal intrusion is a crime, even on a small scale. What? Seriously? Huh? You didn't know? Of course I did! I didn't. A crime. I may want to destroy the system governing our world, but that doesn't mean that I want to be a criminal. Yeah, clearly. I want to plunge our society into chaos, sure, but I want to do it legally. Okay, so that's a no-go then. Yeah, that's about what I thought. What do you mean? What I mean is, regardless of what you say you are, you're a chicken. You never get involved in anything seriously dangerous. What did he just say? Did he just call me a chicken? Did he just call me a chicken? Daru doesn't yet know it, but I'm going to make him eat those words. So I'm just going to go chill. Halt! I called out to him as he was leaving. My tone firm, yet effortlessly cool. No force, no matter how mighty, could even think of stopping me. Go. That's a go. Huh? He stands frozen in place, stupefied. I say it again, slowly. Didn't you hear me? I said, that's a go. A go as in you want me to do it? Effortlessly cool. That's exactly right. For your information, I'm not getting worked up because he called me a chicken. I, Hoyo and Kilma, refuse to yield to such minor insults. For that is the choice of Steins Gate. Are you serious? We're doing it, even if our actions defy God's will and the law. Besides, if it looks like we'll get in real trouble, we can always back out at the last second. Well, what are we going to show if we do hijack the airwaves? You probably haven't thought about it yet, have you? We can save that decision for when the time comes. First, we have to make the machine. Got it? My favorite right arm?
My favorite right arm, yo.
Alright, but I'm going to need to use some of the stuff that's in the lab. Sure, that's not a problem. Our inventory is at your disposal. Now our plans are in place to make gadget number 14. Guess we need to hold another meeting soon. Anyway, my work for the day is done. I'll leave the lab to my assistant in Daru and head out to Akihabara. Cool, then I'll get to work once Makise is done with her stuff today. I'm counting on you, Daru. Anyway, I'm heading out. Hey, Hokuri? Ah, really? Well, actually, my mom taught me her recipe yesterday. If you want, I can make some for you. Do me a favor and teach Mayuri. Oh! I'm glad we're not trying for the Luca route, because I think we just botched that one. Oh. Oh. So bad. So bad. What? You sure that's enough armor? In a certain well-known game's trailer, a character asks the protagonist this very question. He answers with, no problem, everything's fine. After losing to said fallen angels, he's forced to live through the experience again. This time he answers with, I'll take the best you have. This back and forth took off on the internet, eventually going on to even win the Buzzword of the Year award. No problem, everything's fine. It's still constantly used to this day. Is it? Sure. No problem, everything's fine. I turned my back to the smirking Daru and stepped out into the scorching sun. Ah, lens flare. Good stuff. Okabe Rintaro. No sooner had I left the lab than someone called me by my full name. How many times must I tell you, part-time warrior? I am Hoyo and Kilma and shall be addressed as such. Oh, Right, in that case, Ho-O-O-In. That's too much of a headache. I'm just gonna call you Okabe Rintaro. So be it. You should call me. Wait! I should be the one who gets to decide what you call me. You've always been Okabe Rintaro, so it's tough to call you some weird other name. Always? What the heck is she talking about? We've only known each other for a week. Though, perhaps through the lens of youth, a week might seem like a lifetime. She's probably like a year younger than you two. Ah! Seemingly noticing how strange she sounded, Suzuha waved her hands as if to say, forget about it. Oh, you know, it was just a figure of speech. And if I can't call you Okabe Rintaro, you can't call me part-time warrior. My parents gave me a beautiful name, Suzuha Amane. Now she's pouting. But it will do no good. It's already imprinted in my head that this girl is a part-time warrior. Nothing can change that now. As my gaze lowered, I saw a small shadow close behind the part-time warrior as if trying to hide. Man, it's weird to see Nai small again. That shadow turned out to be a small girl, still in elementary school. She wore her short hair and pigtails on either side of her head. The moment our eyes met, the little girl hid herself behind the part-time warrior. Come on, Nai, be nice, say hi. It's only natural that Sister Braun would cower in fear before an aura as tremendous as my own. She might not make it to the lab today. Got a whole bunch of homework to do. Save me! Alright, homework or save me. Which do we pick? Which do we do? Saving or homework? It's important. Probably. Almost certainly, in fact. Alright, well, let's save her. Save me, you say? Use this opportunity to learn from your mistakes. This is the first step towards fulfilling your great ambitions. There you go. Hey, Okabe Rintaro, talking like that only scares her even more. Suzuha gently spoke to the girl as she tried to hide. This little girl, Nai, is the daughter of the owner of the Ohiyama building, so I call her Sister Braun. I've heard that she's in the 6th grade, but she looks much younger. I believe that's partially why her father, Mr. Braun, adores her so much. His love borders on madness at the best of times. Yeah, so she hits a hell of a growth spurt then. Don't worry, Nai, he's kinda weird, but he's not going to hurt you or anything. She describes me as if I'm some sort of exotic creature. So how about it? Can you say hi? Hi, Uncle Ocarine. I'm not your uncle! Wow. The fighting game pro and actual, like, fighting pro, yeah. You're scaring her again! I've told her what to call me before, but she refuses to learn. Before? Suzuha looks up at the sky as if she's trying to recall a distant memory. Below her, Sister Braun is shaking her head in confusion. I see. I thought we talked about this a few days ago, but it seems as though things have changed. Anyway, I'm not old enough to be your uncle. If you're going to make me some sort of relative, call me Big Brother, okay? But Uncle Ocarine isn't my brother. In this world, there are times when you call someone who isn't a sibling. Remember that, Sister Braun. But... Hey, you're confusing her with all that nonsense. It's not nonsense, I'm teaching her the harsh realities of our society. Yeah, the world does need to be saved a lot, yeah. I don't know if you're teaching her anything, and acting like that might get into trouble. I mean, the reason the world sucks and needs to be saved so often is the committee's fault. So, you know, it's straight up their fault. Trouble? Huh. Do my ears deceive me? Is that a threat? And yes, Ocarine is a fool who knows nothing and acts like a silly clown. It's true. I'll tell you now that it won't work, for I, Hoyoin Kyoma, laugh in the face of nature. Hey, Okabe! Oh, that's so good. Yeah, no, we gotta. Just like, I love just He's all loud and boisterous, and you can just hear the air squeak out of him. Wait 1 second. I'm not gonna worry about like lowering the music because it's barely there. It's fine. Cool, that works. Oh, it's very good. Very good. I turned around to look at who called my name, and there stood a man with a stern look on his face.
Mr. Brown,
Mr. Brown, how long have you? For long enough. Why? Are you teaching my Naya things that you don't want me to hear? No, not at all. This man, the mere sight of whom would make 10 out of 10 children cry, is the owner of the Ohiyama building and a CRT or Brawn Tube fanatic. This man is Tanoji Yugo, though his ownership of the Brawn Tube workshop has earned him the name Mr. Brawn. Come on, Okabe, Nai's just a kid. So if you ever start thinking she's cute or anything weird like that, I'm going to beat you into the ground with my bare hands. What kind of person do you think I am? What? Are you telling me my daughter isn't pretty? You son of a bitch! Make up your mind! Nai, I've got some snacks for you. Let's leave this fool be and go inside. Yeah. Seeing her smile, the owner's face distorts into a mockery of a grin. It was too disturbing to be called a smile. People who spoil their kids like he does are the reason there are so many DQN plebes in the world today. An antisocial person, lack of common sense. Oh yeah, Okabe, you're not doing those weird experiments anymore, are you? Weird? Such rudeness. This invention will pave the way to our I don't care. Every time you run that stupid thing, it shakes the ceiling and drops a ton of dust on CRTs. You know what'll happen if I hear that nonsense again, right? Another threat. First from part-time warrior and now from Mr. Braun. Is this some sort of workshop policy? Still. Mr. Braun, as I've told you before, your threats have no power over me. Violence is nothing to Hoyo and Kyoma. It does not scare me one... I'm raising your rent. Understood, it won't happen again. He nodded with satisfaction and proceeded to re-enter the workshop, hand in hand with Nai. Yeah, you got tricked, you fools. I declared my victory once I confirmed that they were both safely out of earshot. Consider me a coward if you like, but know this, part-time warrior, Hoyo and Kyoma is a ruthless man who will achieve his goals by any means necessary. Hey. Suzuha's voice was surprisingly light. Seems as though she took my comments in stride. So, that thing we did yesterday, the roundtable meeting, is that something people do? Well, if it's necessary, sure. We're going to hold another soon. In fact, why do you ask? No reason. I just thought it was fun. Suzuha looked so happy as she looked up at the lab window that I could tell she was speaking from the heart. By the way, did you make up with Christina? Make up? What are you talking about? I don't think we were on bad terms or anything. Is that so? I mean, it's not like we're best friends, but we don't hate each other. But why? Did it look like we weren't getting along? No, it's nothing. I guess I was wrong. Different timeline, don't worry. Really? You're a weird one. Anyway, I better get back to work or the boss man will get mad at me. Let me know when the next meeting is. I'll try to sneak out and join you guys. She waved goodbye before she disappeared into the store. Interesting. Well, better to have lab members getting along than hating each other. Until yesterday, Suzuha looked at Krisu with hatred, but I guess that's changed. Though I suppose these things happen when you switch world lines. 10 years ago, in the year 2000, a man calling himself John Titer appeared on an American internet message board. A self-proclaimed time traveler from 2036 who appeared on an American internet message board in November of 2000. The internet went into an uproar, flooding the board with questions and debate. Titer posted pictures of his time machine and its control manual, as well as diagrams illustrating time machine mechanics. He also disclosed information on near-future events, time travel physics, history intervention, and the multiverse timelines and world lines. Sorry. And then 4 months after his appearance, he left a comment saying, "I'll be leaving this world line shortly, and this will be my final post," and disappeared. Claiming to hail from the year 2036, the self-proclaimed future man explained the workings of his supposed time machine. In addition, he shed light on a number of events that were supposed to take place after the year 2000. He was active on this board for a mere 4 months. However, his words and actions made an impact, and word of his existence spread all the way to Japan. Though many of his predictions did come true, a fair share were proven false. And thus there are many who doubt that he really did come from the future. Though a man claiming to be John Titor has recently re-emerged onto the internet, this time on the massive Japanese internet message board site @Channel. When I engaged him, instead of the time travel theory he previously provided, he presented me with what he called the attractor field theory. According to him, our world is made up of countless world lines. The places where many of them cluster together are called attractor fields. An attractor field could be a large swath of history spanning 100 years or more. In his words, every single action in a single attractor field ultimately culminates into one single point, one single event. Let's say, for example, that I'm going to purchase a beverage. The decision to purchase a Dr. P or a cola is theoretically mine to make, but perhaps when I arrive at the store, the Dr. P is sold out, or a friend buys the cola for me. Okareen's favorite carbonated drink. It's got style. One way or another, cola ends up quenching my thirst. In other words, the world is constructed in such a way that the end results have already been decided, meaning that no matter how many demails I use to change the past, things ultimately end up in the same place. However, according to him, there may be more than one attractor field. In other words, if we manage to leave this attractor field, we may wind up on a world line that's part of a parallel world. I do not know whether this is true or not. Do not know who John Titor is. He may be a fraud, or a raving lunatic, or the part-time warrior. But personally, I find the attractor field theory to be fairly interesting. A few days ago, I was thinking of the conversation I had with John Titor as I walked, and I found myself in front of the Radicon near Akihabara Station. Radicon was just as crowded as ever, of course. Just the other day, an incident occurred in which a mysterious satellite-like object appeared out of nowhere. Excuse me. And smashed into the top of the building, but things have already been... Huh? That's all I could do to keep from gasping. Without thinking of it, I looked up at the building. But she doesn't have any ambitions. I just want to finish my homework. The building that, as of yesterday, had a satellite sticking out of it. Right there. The satellite was nowhere to be seen. I needed to collect my thoughts, so I left the noise of the station for the quiet of the shrine. Known as the Yanabayashi Shrine, this tiny place can be found near the Bonsai Bridge. A familiar face was there to greet me. Oh, Okabe-san, hello! It was boiling hot, but still he smiled and gave me a small bow. Lukako, how many times do I have to tell you? I'm not Okabe Rintaro. I'm sorry, Kyuma-san. A white coat and bright red hakama pants. Traditional Miko garb. Cosplayers at the highest end cosplay cafes only wish they could wear them this well, all pale in comparison to the sight before me. The sight of Urashibara Luka, child of the head priest of the shrine. But he's a guy. No matter how well the clothes suit him, he's no Miko. And why is he wearing them, you ask? Because his father likes it that way. I almost feel bad for poor Luka, but I think that's just the way his family is. But there are more important things to worry about. Good. That's more like it. It seems like you've been keeping up with your practice, too. Yes, you told me to practice every day, Kyoma-san. So, Lukako held a sword in his hands. While it may look like an imitation, looks can be deceiving. It was an imitation! In reality, it's the demon sword Satomare, the blade that shall rend all evil. Even if Blade Works does sell them for 980 yen a pop, one of many stores in Akihabara that sells replicas of weapons. Among their wares are Japanese swords from the Sengoku period, as well as European fashioned blades and armor. I just finished my training for today, so I figured I might take a break. Excuse me. Slept a lot last night, don't know what the yawns are for. Rest assured, as long as you continue your daily practice, you will become a master of the Saishin Zanma style. The most important thing is the will to keep going. Got it. Good. Now leave me with our traditional sign-off. Alright, El Sai Kangali? Kangaroo! It's Kangaroo! Kangaroo? Seeing him stumble over his attempt to say the right words left my heart aflutter. But he's a guy. Oh, by the way, was there something you needed, Kiyoma-san? Not at all. I just wanted to say hello since I was in the area. Oh, but Lukako, do you remember that satellite? Satellite? Right, the one that hit the radio Kaiken just the other day. Huh? Oh, when did that happen? I nearly jumped in surprise. It seemed like honest surprise, too. He wasn't playing with me. Besides, it's Lukako. He couldn't lie to me if he tried. I was so close by, but I had no idea. Ah, never mind. I must have been mistaken. Something diary will never get old. Yeah, you know. Why pronounce it right, honestly? Ah, mistaken? Once again, Lukako looked at me with eyes like saucers. But that's hardly a surprise. If someone came up to me saying, "A satellite smashed into Radicon," I'd think they were delusional too. But it proves something to me. In this world, the satellite never crashed. That discovery alone has made this all worthwhile. Oh, I thought I heard someone. Good to see you, Hoyoin-kun. Dad? It's been a while. Have you been doing well? Yeah, thanks for asking. Lukako's dad appeared from the back of the shrine. In my timeline, we'd seen each other a couple of days ago, but I guess that's changed as well. He gave Luka and I a concerned look. Well, since you're here, Hoyoin-san, maybe work can wait until later. Later? What are you talking about, Dad? Well, Luka, I was hoping you could help me organize some things in the sanctuary around back. A sanctuary? Does a sanctuary at this little shrine? I never knew that. There is, but it's really not much to look at. More like a storage space, really. Yeah, it's apparently just that's my kryptonite, is just swapping syllables. Got all the right sounds in the wrong places, you know. It's where we keep our offerings and stuff. Aha. When I said sanctuary, my mind danced with images of holy treasure. Guess I should have kept my expectations in check. I mean, except that sanctuary did hold the IBM 5100, so you know. Come to think of it, how old is this shrine? Let's see, I heard that people started worship here in 1659, the second year of the Manji era, so it's probably been around since the beginning of the Edo period. The Edo period? Yet another unthinking outburst. I mean, I thought this place was old, but never thought it was that old. Today's just full of surprises. There's a lot of history here, so if we don't tidy up, things will get disorganized. That sounds exhausting. Still, if this shrine is that old, maybe there's some ancient manuscripts or a monster spear or something lying around. A fictional weapon that featured prominently in a classic manga. Long ago, this spear sealed a great demon away underneath the storage building of a shrine. One day, the protagonist of the story pulls the spear from the beast, breaking the seal and granting him the power to slay monsters. Unfortunately, prolonged use of the spear results in the user's soul being devoured, eventually turning them into a demon. So Monster Hunter. Just thinking about it gets me fired up. Well, since we have a guest, maybe cleaning can wait until another time? Oh, no need to worry about me. I was just leaving anyway. Oh, I didn't mean to rush you. Not a problem. I only stopped by to say hello. Anyway, Lukako, don't forget to practice. Got it? Roger. Kangaroo. Upon hearing Lukako's words, I said goodbye to his apologetic father and left the Yanabayashi shrine. Exploring their sanctuary intrigues me. I should probably save that for another time when Luka's dad isn't over our shoulder. I'll ask Lukako to show me around when I have a chance. Returning to the lab that night, I found Daru lazing on couch playing his GS. Fictional, the Nintendo GS, a portable game console characterized by its unique two-screen approach and stylus. In addition to its highly portable design, educational software, popular across all demographics, helped it to achieve record sales all around the world. Nintendo GS, that's what we all know and love. Wait, so you mean you want to eat my Yuri-chan's fried chicken? Of course you do. Of course you want to eat her cooking, not mine. Yeah. What nonsense are you babbling about? If she learns how to make fried chicken herself, I won't have to hear her complain about the microwave anymore. That's fair too. Daru, what are you doing? can't you tell? I'm making out with my beloved Nono-san in Atami, one of the heroines of the ultra-popular dating sim, Laplace Plus. Her full name is Imogasaki Nono. Of the 3 dateable heroines, she's the most mature. Daru is playing the sequel, Laplace Plus Plus. Daru answered without even taking his eyes off the screen. Nono wasn't a character yet. Yeah. Apparently he's been obsessed with this game since it came out last month. It's about flirting with girls. Perhaps I should have clarified. I meant, what happened to the gadget I asked her to make? Don't worry, I got a plan. Oh, do you now? Really? Yep, I went to a junk shop and bought most of the necessary parts today. The rest I can salvage from the development room. Nice! Excuse me. This is why you're my right arm. Now we're only waiting on Makaseshi. Daru's gaze finally broke from the screen as he turned to face the curtained-off part of the lab. I guess Krisu is still in there, working on her gadgets. Given that she's taken over my base of operation, I should probably say something to her, but she is hard at work. I should probably wait until she's done. Besides, she's scary when she's disturbed. Oh, but check it out. I've already updated our homepage. Our homepage's gadget listings up through number 11. Finally distracted from his virtual dating, Daru puts his game machine aside and grinned at me. He looks so proud. It's so annoying. But I suppose the service is worth the annoyance. Tutu, Ocarine. I heard the laboratory door open as somebody loudly called my name. That could be anyone, honestly. Mayuri. Hold on, Mayuri. I thought you were going to do homework at your place. Well, I was, but I had work at May Queen today, so I stopped by. Mayuri sat down on the couch, took a banana out of her bag, and started eating it. Mayuri loves bananas. Besides, Ocarine, I had something I wanted to tell you. Eating a banana while talking about how her day went is practically her daily routine. However, her stories rarely have any actual content to them, so I just sort of nod along, not really listening. Nevertheless, she always tells me about her day with a smile on her face. As long as she's satisfied, I'm okay with that. I had planned on letting her story just wash over me as usual, but... if any of the new gadgets make us any money, can we get a microwave? Well, we need to get a couple of other things first, so it might take a while. How long do you think? Priority-wise, it's probably about 6th on the list. Since when do we have a list? Since I said so. The microwave we had in the lab was turned into a phone wave, name subject to change, so we can't use it anymore. Without a microwave, Mayuri can't have Juicy Chicken number 1, a frozen snack that she loves just as much as her bananas. For her, a working microwave is a top priority. 6, then I guess it won't work. What won't work? What are you talking about? I wonder... Mayuri giggled and smiled. What's wrong, Mayuri? What's funny? You know, are you curious? What's all this giggling about? Something steamy? Let me join. You've got it all wrong, but anyway, well, Mayushi's not smart enough to help out much around the lab, right? But I've always wanted to be just as useful as Daru-kun or Chris-chan. Oh man, do what we don't get in this game? Mayonnaise-sama. I had no idea Mayuri felt that way. I was always happy simply to have her with us, but I guess to her that wasn't enough. I guess only Steins Gate 0 gets mayonnaise. So, why bring this up now? But you know, I think I might have found a way that I can help you for the first time. Oh, did you come up with a new gadget or something? Nope, that's not it. The only reason you're trying so hard to make new gadgets is to sell them, right? Exactly. We're in this for the money. Not that we've sold anything yet. Works of genius are never recognized on their time. You're trying to make the situation sound cool, but it's actually pretty bad. He's got a point. Any gadgets we can't sell are as good as junk. We really should figure out our marketing strategy at some point. So what Mayushi wanted to tell you was... There's that smile again. That I met someone who might be interested in buying our gadgets. What? You mean it, Mayushi? Uh-huh. I've been talking about our gadgets to my customers at May Queen Nyan lately. Today, one of our customers got hooked. They actually wanted to buy a couple of the... You did it, Mayuri! I took her hand in mine even before she finished talking. And I shook it with the force I usually reserve for Daru's greatest achievements. Ocarine? Good job, Mayuri. Well done. Really? Mayushi really helped? Of course you did. I'm going to buy you a whole banana as a reward. One banana. Don't be stingy, Ocarine. You owe her a bunch at the very least. The amount of bananas doesn't matter. It's the gratitude contained within that counts. And Mayuri looks... Mayushi was finally able to help the lab. I'm so happy. When I look at her smiling face, I can see that she wasn't lying. Anyway, our days of bankruptcy are over. Mr. Braun's reign of terror holds no more power over us. Ocarine, it seems like you really don't like him. I believe we've been enemies since the birth of humanity 12,000 years ago. You're just afraid of him. I am not. It's just that the particular air about him puts me on edge. People call that fear. You can call it whatever you want, but I have nothing to be afraid of. My future is bright. Don't look now, but he's behind you. Happy Gate of Steiner is super weird. Hey, Ocarine, did that scare you? No, not at all. You got tears in your eyes. I totally misunderstood what you're trying to say. Okay, I'll invite Mayuri-chan to my house and teach her how to cook the fried chicken. It might not come out perfectly since Mom just taught me the recipe, but I'll bring some to the lab if it turns out okay. I said no, damn it! If you keep yelling, he might really come up here. Now, don't forget to go straight home. Don't fall asleep and miss your stop. And if a stranger tries to talk to you, don't go anywhere with them. I'll be fine. Mayushi's not a kid, she said with a childlike smile. I decided to see Mayuri off since I was hungry and the station was on the way to a convenience store. She was in a good mood the whole time, probably because she was glad that she was able to help the lab out. Hey, Ocarine. She stopped on her way to the ticket gate and looked back towards me. Thank you for keeping me company. Why all the formality? I'm just, happy. Having said that, she resumed her journey towards the ticket gate. Perhaps she was just looking for a place to belong. I found myself at the brink of sentimentality, but stopped myself before I could enter. That's not the person I am. Only the old immerse themselves in sentiment. Standing in the bustling crowd, I looked skyward to clear my head. As always, there stood Radicon without a trace of an embedded satellite. By the time I dropped Mayuri off, swung by a convenience store, and returned to the lab, Daru had crashed on the couch. That's not crashed. Sure, super popular SD figures of anime, manga, or game characters. These tend to be about half the size of normal figures. Since the It's a Nendoru Petite. Yeah, they do make smaller Nendos. Since the product line kicked off, the figures have exploded in popularity, making it hard to find them in store shelves. This has resulted in higher prices and online auction sales. Over 3 million Nendoru Petite figures have been sold since the line began. That's definitely not what crashed. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. His GS sits open beside him. He must have fallen asleep while playing it. Looks like he's having a good dream. From time to time, his lips form a lecherous smile. He's still wearing his headphones. They're bulky ones too, probably a cheap pair themed after some game or anime. Most of the time, if he's playing an Arrogate, he won't even wear headphones when Mayuri's around. I guess he's more protective of his non-pornographic stuff. What a weirdo. Whatever, I better just leave him alone. I'm sure he'll wake up once he's gotten some shut-eye. After that, he'll probably head home or just go back to bed. Mayushi's on the train now. Thanks for walking me to the station. Train or thanks? Train or thanks? Which is it? What'll it be? train it is. Make sure not to fall asleep on the train. Get off at Ikebukuro, got it? It's not winter yet, so it's not like he's going to catch a cold without a comforter. I get up and head to the sink to make some hot water for some instant noodles. And then... No! A deafening bestial howl cuts through the darkness of the lab. What? What's that sound? I thought it came from outside the window, till I heard it again. What the hell is this? That was definitely someone's voice. And it came from the development room. Krisu's the only one in there. It has to be her. Could it be that the gadget she's working on has suffered some major malfunction? Or could the failure of one of her experiments have enraged her into punching a hole in the wall? That'd be really bad. Excuse me, sorry. Don't even want to think about what Mr. Braun would say if he saw that. Hold on, let's think this over again. There's still no telling what really happened. At least not until I check for myself. Yeah, well, checking is smart. I pushed the worst case scenarios out of my head and peeked through the curtain into the development room. And when I did... I saw something I couldn't have imagined. There was Daru wearing gaudy, almost gown-like clothes, and he was surrounded by Krisu, Ferris, and Mayuri, each one dressed in her own weird costume. Hashida-san, you truly are a super hacker. I'm in love. No, it was not. Did she make a thing to, like, watch people's dreams? Hey, Daru-nyan, I want to be your one and only nyan. No way, Daru-kun is Mayushi's sweetheart, right, Daru-kun? Whoa, are you sure? I've always been more of a 2D girl sort of guy. Of course I'm sure. Daru-nyan, you can do stuff that normal people would be embarrassed to do. That's why we love you. That's why we admire you, nya. Ooh, Daru-sama. The scene was truly unreal, which makes sense given that what I saw was not reality. Really an image on a monitor. It's super crowded and Mayushi doesn't even have a seat, so no worries, see you tomorrow. On a computer screen in the center of the lab mems, excluding myself, approached Daru. Krisu could do nothing but stare. It seemed like she was shaking, but I couldn't tell from just her back. The sight of Daru and the others surprised me, but Krisu was the only one in here. Could the horrors playing out on the monitor have something to do with the new gadget she's been working on since yesterday? Could this be a game she made herself? He's not wearing headphones, he's wearing a gadget. It's too hellish to watch. I mean, everyone has their preferences, but there have to be limits. And why Daru anyway? Could it be that Krisu has a thing for... Before I could finish that thought, Krisu stood up. She turned around and jumped at the sight of my presence. Okabe, how long have you been there? For just a few moments. Then, did you see it? Yup, I saw everything. As soon as she heard my response, Krisu became flustered and timid. It's not what you think, that was just... It's fine, my assistant. Huh? Fine? What's fine? I don't intend to get in the way of anyone's proclivities. Huh? You made that game to suit your personal tastes. I'm not going to say a word about it. However, if that was your attempt at creating future gadget number 12, I strongly urge you to reconsider. Wait, hold on. What the heck are you talking about? I'm saying that you can live out your fantasies through your games, so please don't try to incorporate them into our products. If such a product were to make it a market with my name on it, I would be too embarrassed to walk in the light of the sun. That's why I'm telling you to wait, that's not what I made! Krisu fell silent, and at that moment I heard the sound of the curtains opening behind me and a shadow eclipsed us. What's going on? You guys woke me up from a good nap. Hashida? Oh, Makaseshi, is your gadget finally done? Then... Shut up, you perv! What? That's it, I'm going home, bye! Krisu spat out her words and stormed outside before we even had a chance to stop her. Daru and I could only watch her in slack-jaw silence. What the hell just happened? Hey, Hokarin? What is it, Daru? I didn't do anything weird to Makaseshi, right? No? I considered telling him about what I saw on the screen for a moment, but I thought better of it. Given my assistant's state of mind, it's probably wise not to reveal her secrets. A wise man does not court danger, and some things are better left forgotten. Frankly, I'm more worried about Daru. Someone just shouted at him for no reason. It's gotta be rough. I don't know what just happened, but I feel bad about it. Don't take it personally. She was probably in a bad mood because she got stuck on a project or something. I guess, the more I try to figure it out, the more confusing it gets. This is bullshit. He keeps getting grumpier and grumpier. This might not end well. God damn it. You know what I'm gonna have to go do now? You know what I'm gonna have to do? Wait, Daru, calm down. I'm gonna have to ask the Nono-san to calm me down with her kisses. Thanks, Daru. She's right, Daru. You are a pervert. Well, so she definitely found like a dream headset. Or made, not found. Part-time warrior. The banquet was a total blast. Let's do it again soon. It wasn't a banquet, it was a roundtable conference. Tomatoes, tomatoes. When I went to the lab in the afternoon, the curtains in front of the development room were closed. I assumed that I would find Daru behind them, but instead it was Christina. It seems as though she's made this area her own personal nest. It's great that she's putting so much effort into development, but whose lab does she think this is anyway? Perhaps I should remind her. Just before I could raise my voice to do so, what do you want? She took my turn. Assistant, I wish to speak with you about something. I'm kinda busy right now. Is it important? Try to keep it short. Seems like she's in a rotten mood. This is the opposite of how things should be. I need to be direct with her. Look, Christina, I'm the one who runs this lab. You are merely my assistant. And... Huh? What's your point? I think I've made her mood even worse. But I'm not so easily defeated. Or is that all? That's all, but it's very important. If you forget it, there could be trouble. That's it? Yes. Mayushi's finally done with class. It's time to head to Mayqueen. Are you at the lab, Ocarine? Class or at the lab? I like how all her subjects are just too true. Because of course they are. Class. What classes do you have? Rest assured, this is all part of our strategy. Don't worry. We'll make her think that we have eased off. Then we'll manipulate her as we see fit, just like they do in the CIA. The Central Intelligence Agency, an information unit that reports directly to the President of the United States. The CIA's job is to collect and analyze intelligence in order to guarantee the safety of the state. They're said to have played a direct part in a host of historical events around the world. None of them positive. Yeah, don't worry, everything's going as planned. Let the top brass know. Oh, sigh. Shut up! L. Sigh. Conquer. They sound similar. The whispered, though. I spoke the words very quietly and slipped the phone back into my pocket. I'll just go outside. Ah, man, after that I had no choice but to go outside, where I unfortunately ran into someone I didn't want to see. That seems kinda over the top. Banquet makes way more sense. Anyhow, I hope we can have another whatever table conference sometime soon. Did I not just say it was a round table conference? Is that you, Okabe? Mr. Braun. Perfect timing. I wanted to talk to you about something. I swear I didn't do any experiments today. Even if I wanted to, Kisu has completely taken over my lab. That's not it. It's nothing serious. Really, it's more like I want to ask you a favor. He blushed ever so slightly as he said this. I found myself taken aback, because he didn't strike me as a man who could blush. I never imagined that I would ever have to see a middle-aged man acting so tsundere. A girl who is usually aloof and acerbic soon, but becomes affectionate, dere, when alone, with her romantic interest. However, the definition has become more broad recently. It practically gave me goosebumps. In fact, I think it did. Hold on, there's something else. Did he say he wanted to ask me a favor? My landlord has a favor to ask of me? That's the correct response, definitely. The hell are you laughing about? Mr. Brown, I will do this favor for you under a couple of conditions. Conditions? First, lower my rent, and stop whining about my experiments when it gets loud up there. Also, do not call me Okabe, but Hoyo-in Kyo. Pack up, you're evicted. What can I do for you? Damn it, he's taking advantage of me. But not for long. Though, until my gadgets make me filthy rich, I will allow you to say whatever you want. Like I said, it's not that big a deal. I want you to watch my place while I'm away. Away? When I looked down, I saw a small creature attempting to use his large frame to hide from me. So, are you leaving her somewhere? Are you as dumb as you look? Why would I ever leave my precious, adorable daughter in someone else's care? The man looked seriously offended. He should really learn to take a joke. Starting tomorrow, the two of us are on a family vacation. Isn't that right, Nai? Yeah, I'm really excited. She laughed from the bottom of her heart. This girl really does love her father. Anyway, would you mind watching my store for a little while? Please, Uncle Ocarine. Family trip, eh? Well, summer break is probably the right time to do it. Though I don't like her calling me Uncle. Well, I'm counting on you. Mr. and Sister Braun started walking towards the main street, Chuodori. Maybe she's really bad at both of them. I'm jealous of Chris-chan. Really bad or jealousy? Bad at class, jealous of genius. Which path is the path that leads us to Ferris? Oh, the subject was math and physics. Okay, so those are the two. So they're not all too true. And of course there's no music when the phone's out. That's important. Alright. What's there to be jealous of? We all have our strengths and weaknesses. For example, Christina can't make costumes like you. She also can't run as fast as you can, right? Yeah, my ear is probably the most, like... no, I was going to say the most in shape of the lab mems, but Suzuha's there. So never mind. They must be heading off to get some things they need for their trip. Though, now that I think about it, I forgot to ask where they were going. Most likely a beach or something. It is summer, after all. Maybe they're going to, you know, some remote Japanese island where they can have some tropical treats and watch rockets get launched or something. Can't imagine anyone would break into a store full of nothing but COTTVs, so I probably won't have to be too cautious. Wait. If Mr. Braun's away, does that mean I can do as many D-mail experiments as I want? No, because the TV's not on. I'll probably put Krisu's endeavors on pause and get back to sending D-mails. This requires consideration. Shortly after talking to the Braun family, I made my own way to Chuo-D. Akihabara was full of people milling about, fitting for a Saturday. I wandered over here without any particular destination in mind. I entertained the idea of returning to the lab, but Krisu is in a very bad mood right now. I'm not at all afraid of her, but you don't walk into the cage of a fearsome beast wearing a suit made out of steak. Don't sweat the details. By the way, did you know that there's a bike store in the back of this building? Everything's way too pricey. Don't sweat the deets, bike price. Now. Bike. Bike it is. Bikes, eh? You're a cyclist, right? Yes. She's such a cyclist that even Nai picks up a bike. Still, it's pointless wandering around here. What should I do? My pondering was cut short by a message. I'm in front of the Yodobashi in Akihabara. Oh my god. In front of the Yodobashi in Akihabara? That was all it said. Nothing else. Yodobashi is a big electronics store near the station, for reference. Could I have promised to meet with Finger today? Not that I can remember. And what on earth is going on? Forcing myself to figure things out wasn't getting me anywhere, so I gave up. In front of Akiba UPX. Yeah, you're right. Teehee, thanks, Green. A lot has changed around here. I'm suddenly reminded of what Daru said about the band Phantasm hijacking the airwaves yesterday around noon. There's a big screen up above me. I imagine all the screens around here showing the same footage at the same time. Getting emotional just thinking that we, the future Gadget Laboratory, will be able to do something similar. Another email. I'm at Akihabara's station, Moeka. Well, the station is just around the corner. If she's moving, it's less likely that we'd make plans to meet. I have no idea what she's trying to tell me. Again? The interval between messages is getting shorter. I know without checking that it's from Finger. I open the message with the touch of a button. I'm near UPX, Moeka. Is she getting closer? There's no way she could know where I am right now. Then is this just a coincidence, or... There's another. Strangely hesitant to read it. But they're coming in fast now. Could it be? Fear in my heart, I open my inbox. That's all. No matter how I try, I cannot will any more text into being. What the hell? I'm right behind you. I heard someone whisper in my ear and whipped around to see who it was. And there stood Kiryu Moeka. What? Surprised? What? What? What is this about? What do you want? I just saw you there. You just saw me there, so you thought you'd surprise me? Were you surprised? Not one bit. You big fat liar. I felt as though my heart was ready to burst from my chest. But even if you were nearby, you appeared so fast. Ah, could it be you? Do you work for the organization? Organization? Playing dumb will do you no good. That skill, could that be lightning speed? I thought your skills were limited to high-speed messaging, but it appears your powers extend beyond that small realm. I've clearly underestimated you up till now. I was here the whole time. What? Walking around the area. I was just walking around the area when I spotted you. I just wanted to play a little prank. Sorry, Moeka. So she just saw me there and played a prank on me with her cell phone. It's as simple as that. However, I'm not sure how she could pull a prank like that without so much as cracking a smile. I really don't get her. But something's weird. The Moeka I knew certainly wasn't mischievous enough to pull a prank. Perhaps her personality has changed due to the influence of this world line. What are you doing here, Okabe-kun? Me? I was gathering information as to how this world works. We've got mail, you don't say. Oh, then that means you're free. Wait, didn't you hear what I said? I heard, so you're just hanging around, Moeka. Jeez, it seems like she didn't understand. I would happily elaborate upon my plans, but having a conversation with somebody who communicates mostly through text is tiring. Anyway, I have things to do. Like what, Moeka? Not really. Right, I had business at May Queen and was just heading over there. I actually just came up with that idea because it's nice and cool in there. What's wrong? Could it be you'd like to join me? I don't really like those places. That was the answer I expected. And yet... I have to head to work. Bye-bye. She sounded kind of sad when she said that she didn't like those places. Maybe I'm overthinking it. She had traumatic backstory at maid cafes. After we parted ways, I browsed some of the PC parts shops until it got dark. Though lately it seems like the heat just lingers after the sun goes down. I set out in search of a cool beverage. I imagine I'd find it at the cafe, validating what I told Moeka. Always curious. She did just pull, yeah, she did. May Queen Nyan Nyan is the cafe where Mayuri and Ferris work. Since it's so close to our lab, I stop in every once in a while. I started walking towards the stairs leading to the cafe and saw a man at the bottom. Another customer? But he's not going into the cafe, just looking at it. Besides, this man's so handsome, it looks like he was crafted by Gaia herself. Can't imagine he patronizes places like this. When it became clear that he wasn't planning on going in, I started to walk past him. That's when he turned. Oh no. Oh no. That's a face I didn't expect to see. Yeah, you know, just it's neon squared. It's perfect. As he did, our shoulders made impact. What's your problem, Gaia's chosen one? His reaction was intense. Why don't you watch where you're going, asshole? I love him. Riding a bike lets me feel the air of a place directly on my skin. Oh, and the exercise is great too. Place, skin, exercise are the options. We haven't had a single Ferris email yet. Shame. We're gonna stumble into a different route, right? We all know that, like, I'm gonna aim for Ferris, or we're just gonna bumble into something else. Just how it's going. Just watch out for those UV rays. Cancer's a hell of a thing. Wow. I mean, maybe she uses sunblock. I don't know. He glared at me with obvious displeasure. Excuse me? I just realized he's got the 4 degrees C. He's got his own nickname on a padlock hanging around his chest. He pisses me off, but getting involved with someone like this can't end well. Better to just let the whole thing go. As I continued my march towards the cafe, he called out from behind me and stopped me. I'm not done with you yet. You're not seriously going in here, are you? Huh? Then I, the man who came to this theater called a street, will warn you of one thing. This place sucks. It's a waste of time and money. Chicks are all catty, too. Yeah, that's the whole point. Got it? Consider this a warning from a hot-blooded dandy. The man who calls himself the man who came to this theater called a street. It's beautiful. Hot-blooded dandy, you'd better not go in here, or you'll get caught in a brilliant trap. Seemingly satisfied having said that, he walked away, bobbing his head to some unheard rhythm. What was he trying to tell me? His words sounded fancy, but they didn't actually make any sense. A brilliant trap? I don't know what he was talking about, nor do I care. I decided to head up the stairs into the cafe. Welcome back, Miyasta. Welcome back. Ah, the neons. As I entered the cafe, 2 maids greeted me. One of them was obviously Ferris, but the maid with the blonde ponytail was harder to recognize as Mayuri. Oh, Ocarine! Welcome back, Ocarine. Daru-kun was here today, but he just left. Just here, were you, Daru? He's a frequent patron of this cafe and usually visits at least a couple of times a week. Primarily because he's such a big Ferris fan. He's always talking about being devoted to his 2D wives, but I guess she's the exception. Welcome back, Kyoma. I'll take you to your seat now. Ferris did exactly that. Hey, Mayuri, I ran into a weird guy just outside this place. A weird guy? Yeah, just a couple of times a week. Yeah, he was looking up at this cafe from the stairs. I thought he might have just left. Was he a customer? What did he look like? He was wearing black clothes and sunglasses. Black clothes and sunglasses? I don't think I saw anyone like that today, Nya. Mayuri took some time to think before she answered. I see. He was clearly a man with a history, though. I can't think of anyone. Do you have any idea, Ferris-chan? Excuse me. Mayuri really seemed like she didn't know the guy, but Ferris had her brow furrowed in a look of seriousness. Ferris-chan? Do you know who he was? He might be. He might be. This was the soberest tone Mayuri and I had ever heard from Ferris, and we both bristled with anxiety. The man who left this place to study the path of the warrior 10 years ago. My brother. Huh? He left home 10 years ago to perfect his German ninjutsu skills, and yeah. German ninjutsu? German ninjutsu. It's okay. For my friend's web series, I played an Italian ninja, so German ninja is not that far off. We just rewatched that. When I went to my friend's birthday party that Saturday, He was the one who was like the co-star, co-writer of that short series. I think I have a Blu-ray of it. Hold on a second. Ferris is the best forever, by the way. I moved it somewhere. Where did I move it? I don't know where I moved it. I gotta find that one. I do have to find that later. It's gonna bother me if I can't find that. But yeah, it's the only time I've acted. It was something. It was a fun time. I had a good time, but I'm not a thespian at all, which is why it's fine. I had a full face covering and a hat. They also needed a party sequence, and they were like, hey, we just need like crowd people here, we just need people. So me and Sandwich actually went. Sandwich is in it too. Ninja kick, exactly. And as part of it, they were like, okay, so for part of the scene, we need somebody to like go up to this girl, badly hit on her, and get a drink thrown in their face. Nobody volunteered. They said, we'll pay somebody $20. I volunteered. So I have officially gotten a drink thrown in my face. On camera. For acting. One of these days I'll have to like dig those up. It's all on YouTube. Schnozzman and Hole Punch. It's something. The final it gets really serious later on. It was something like so nonchalant, like it's some like, hey, how's it going, or something like that. It was something super like nothing. It wasn't like some big cheesy pickup line. The girl in question was not one of the friends that were at the party. Most of the people there, we knew each other. They literally like hired her off of Craigslist as like an actress because she had another scene to do. So like it was really awkward because she was like one of the few people there I didn't really know. Everyone else I had some knowledge of, seen them before or something. But yeah, those were good times. Those were good times. That all just came from German ninjutsu. Oh man. What in the world? I never thought he would come back. Wait, could it be that he was watching over me the entire time? The blue roses that arrived at May Queen every month, no doubt about it. He must have been the one who sent them. Mayuri, tell me, do blue roses really show up here every month? Not that Mayushi's seen, yeah. This was a mistake. I went looking for an answer and wound up in the nest of lying vipers. Hey, this is snake slandery, okay? Okay? But I guess this was to be expected. Man, I had more snake slandery today too, so I started watching a show called Abbott Elementary. It's kind of like a school teacher comedy. Recommended to me by my friend, who is actually a teacher, which is awkward because it is. They get it clear, like there's enough that is in that show that like I've heard from my friend that it's just depressing. All the bad budgets, all the obvious stuff of how teachers just don't get any respect or anything. But in one episode I was watching today, they tried to hatch chicken eggs for the students, but instead snakes hatched out and everyone panicked, and it was just a tiny little. It's like, this is. People just slandering snakes left and right. It's a shame. But I guess this was to be expected. Oh no, I have to go after him now. Hey, Kyoma, which way did he go? Ferris looked nearly teary-eyed with desperation. I should have seen this coming. Come on, Kyoma, tell me, please. I can't, Ferris. Why? Because of the promise I made to him. Promise? Then you knew all this and kept quiet until right meow? You're so cruel now. Why didn't you tell me? You tell me. She's actually crying. I'm sorry, Ferris. Well, Mayushi's going to assist other customers. Yeah. Ferris and I continued our meaningless conversation for another 10 minutes. When we'd finally finished, I placed an order. Nobody would enjoy a cafe where they had to wait 10 minutes before they placed an order. They'd run the other way. However, I don't think that Ferris would put other customers through all this. This place is pretty popular for this neighborhood, especially on the weekends. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to find a seat today. But looking around, there are actually a few spots open. Could you tell me what sorts of things Okabe-san likes? Dr. P and Soft Row. I like how it's all jiggly, like a brain. And my name isn't Okabe, it's Hoyoin Kyoma. Well, I guess it's only natural since it's the middle of the afternoon. Regardless, such trivial things don't bother me. Thank you for waiting. Here's your hot coffee, Nyan. Mayuri. She couldn't have brought me coffee at a better time. What is it, Nyan? I need to talk about you-know-what. What's you-know-what, Nyan? Excuse me. Oh, the Ferris route is going to be so good. I hope we actually get it. I'm not looking up a guide for first run-through. We never look up a guide for the first run-through. We get what we get. I know what I'm aiming for, but if I miss it, that's on me. Actually, it's on Ramen, because Ramen's picking all the answers, but it's on me. After that, we're going to hit all the routes eventually. We'll look up a guide after the first one, so don't worry. But about the person who wants to buy the gadgets, is he here today? Oh, right, him. He's not here yet. Let's see. I thought I might run into him by chance, but I guess it's not that easy. This was, in fact, the reason I came here today. But I'm afraid I'm skunked. So ask her one more thing. By the way, have you been busy lately? Yeah, I have to work and do my homework. You have the power. Wow. Nice targeted hit. Yeah, no, nothing has ever gone wrong. It could be worse. When we follow the SOAR decision-making plan, all we get is just stuff we gotta censor. And I also have to Is she doubling her speech, or is that a translation thing? And I also have to make cosplay costumes for Komima, so I guess I'm pretty busy. Comic Giga Market, a massive otaku event held twice a year at Tokyo Big Sight. Every Komima, thousands of artists gather to sell their creations, which range from erotic manga based on popular anime to original figures, music, and games. The next Komima will be held on August 15th. That does remind me, since Comic-Con, I guess, just wrapped today, one of my friends is a big Dragon Ball fan, and she, every time... So the past few years at Comic-Con, intermittently, not every year, but some years, they've got big, life-size statues of Goku and Vegeta. She's a big Vegeta fan, so she sends out this call to arms to anyone going to Comic-Con: take a selfie with Vegeta's ass. And so you just see post after post after that of just people doing smiling faces right next to Vegeta's ass on a sculpture, and it's like, this is art. This is art. That was Chaos Head for you. Yeah, you got us in Chaos Head. Sora got us in Chaos Child. Komimo is a big otaku event. Do you know what? Now I want to see if I can find one real quick. I don't want to dilly-dally, but... they must have had one. Alright, we'll take this one. There's a few of them, but there you go. It's just people taking selfies in front of Vegeta's ass, and it's art. It's glorious. And people see it and they're like, yeah, I can do that, sure. I love it. I love it. Komimo is a big otaku event held every summer and winter. The next one starts on the 15th and will run for 3 days. Mayuri's hobby is making cosplay costumes, and it sounds like she's making a few this year. She's not making them for herself to wear, but for other people. But that's not what I wanted to hear. I'm asking about work, about Ferris. Ferris, Sean? Ferris overheard Mayuri saying her name and came towards us. Meow? She did it again. Nyani, nyani. Are you guys talking about me? You heard us. You can see him look back at us. Yeah, you can. It's perfect. He's like, are you taking a selfie with my ass? Sorry, let me rephrase that. Are you taking a selfie with my Saiyan pride? Yeah, haha, with my hearing inferno, it's mere child's play. As she laughed, the cat ears atop her head twitched. Can those cat ears really hear things? So, what were you saying about me now? Well, Ocarine was a little worried that you might be tired. Yeah. I can't put my finger on why. But I felt like Ferris looked uncomfortable when we were talking earlier. And when she said she had something to do after our party the other day. Is that true, Kyoma? Are you worried about me? Worried? Even if it were true, I couldn't admit it. Because I am a mad scientist. Lukako? I'm sorry, I thought I was mailing Mayuri-chan. I'm so sorry, Kyoma-san, but thanks for answering my question. It made me super happy. Blood Tune the animation. Oh, okay, that was the question. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Can we set that as the background now? Hell yeah. Perfect. Projected vision return. Perfect. We have become weeb. Because I am a mad scientist. Oh, man. I imagine the Warrior account legitimately makes decent cash, because let's be honest, these are all Amazon affiliate links. It also says ads, so they were either paid for this, or it goes to an affiliate link so they get some portion of it. They've got it. This is probably their job, which makes sense, because, like, I tried following the Wario64 account for a little while. It's too many updates. It just clogs my entire, like, feed. I can't do it. That's why I let Sora pick through the good stuff and share it. Because, like, hot damn, it's gotta be full-time, or, like, more than one person running an account. Either way. What sort of nonsense are you spouting? Me, Hoyo, and Kyoma worry about others? The very idea is laughable. I merely thought that if I showed you kindness, you would want to work as my subordinate for the rest of your life. Even get food deals. Like, some of the deals are great, for sure. Like, that's how I got the Final Fantasy art books. So, like, for sure, like, it's great to see some of the deals, but those are definitely affiliate links, which is smart. Kyoma, betrayal after a brief moment of joy will make the sadness all the stronger. Go ahead and cry. Your tears will have no effect on me. That's a lie and you know it. Ha! By all means, get even more depressed. Such feelings will only make you more... You're so sweet, Kyoma. She suddenly took my right hand. What? But you don't have to worry about... Don't worry, Nya. I'm feeling just as good as ever, Nya. Were you really listening? Ferris seemed unfazed and happily swung my arm. Ferris is the best for Kyoma, yeah. The other customers are looking at me. I get the feeling that their desire to murder me is increasing by the second. Oh man, the amount of times in like Steins Gate, Dora's like, I'm gonna kill you. Like, just for the way Ferris treats him. Don't get me wrong, again. Krisu's still clearly the OTP. However, I want to see how this goes because they are also very good together. This isn't good. I have to do something fast. In my panic, I turn to Mayuri and ask for help. Hey, Mayushi Nyan, say something to her. Okay, I'm glad that Ferris-chan knows that you're actually a nice person, Ocarine. Then you should come join us, Mayushi. Okay, Nya. Mayuri grabs my left hand and they both keep swinging their respective arms. Did he just... Yeah.
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 Okay, this time I gotta turn the music down, though. Oh, man. No. I'm glad we're finding more, because we didn't really have many, like, Okabe quotes. Which is a shame, because obviously there were plenty, but we didn't really have the oof command then. So, like, this is us making up for lost time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think oof also started with him getting punched. When he went to Suzuha's, like, hit me. And she did. I think that was the start of it.
Beep boop meow.
Which was, yeah, that punch. Which was great, for sure. But We missed a lot of good stuff. I mean, we did get...
Hey, master. I am math scientist. It's so cool. Son of a bitch.
Though I think that's technically the version of it from the anime, he absolutely does say that in the game. I grew more and more uncomfortable under the other patrons' glaring eyes. I'm fine with being conspicuous, but I don't like being made conspicuous. Yeah, having the attention of the two best maids at the cafe must be awful. I stayed at the cafe in hopes of meeting our mystery customer, but he never appeared. By the time I left, the sun had set. Aww. I returned to the lab to find Krisu asleep on the couch, but Daru was nowhere to be seen, which means the development room is finally at my disposal, based on my previous experiences. Excuse me. The phone wave, name subject to change, only works from noon to 6 p.m. Won't right now, though. I haven't figured out why we can only use it in that 6-hour window, but that's just how it is. Now look at the clock. It's about 20 minutes to 6. If I work fast, I could do an experiment. As I passed by the sleeping Krisu, something nagged at me. It wasn't anything particularly out of the ordinary. In fact, it was something very ordinary. Talking about a mere pair of headphones. Oh, that's right. Or at least that's what they seemed to be when Daru was wearing them yesterday. They're sitting by Krisu right now. Perhaps Daru simply left them there. But as far as I can remember, that's not where they were yesterday afternoon. But did Krisu borrow them from Daru? I don't think people generally wanted to borrow other people's headphones, but maybe that's just me. Even so, Krisu's proximity to the headphones bothers me a little bit. She's been working on her new gadget for the past few days. Yeah. Oh, I can't even imagine. I'm sure it's just... I don't even know. Perhaps the headphones might be part of it, or at least I think they might be. And if that's the case, I made sure that nothing was coming out of the headphones and put them in place on Krisu's head. I thought for a moment that I'd woken her as I did so, but she was simply muttering in her sleep. I breathed a sigh of relief, but stood still for a minute to confirm that she was asleep. Did we really need the 3 escalating mms? Sure. Doesn't look like she's going to wake up. I was getting worried over nothing. Meaning that I wasted my precious time when I needed it most. Damn you, assistant. She shouldn't have left something that seemed so important here in the first place. But just as I thought I should get to my work... Ocarine, I've got to tell you something. Oh. Mayuri excitedly burst into the lab, but at the sight of Krisu asleep on the couch, she immediately quieted herself. Is Krisu-chan sleeping? Pay her no mind. But what's going on, Mayuri? I thought you were going to head straight home from work. At least I thought I heard her say that as I left May Queen Nyan Nyan. Please, don't tell me you've forgotten your plans since then. Even if you're playing into the ditzy archetype, that's a bit extreme. Girl, you're so mean, Ocarine. Mayushi's not a ditz. Talking like that doesn't help. Though admittedly, that ditziness is part of Mayuri's charm, so she doesn't need to change a thing. Not that I'd ever tell her that. So? No? What? Hey, people really are going to think you're a ditz if you keep behaving like that. What did you want to tell me? Alright, you know, you should have stayed at May Queen a bit longer. Oh, why's that? Well, the shopkeep came by right after you left. The shopkeep? You mean the guy who wanted to buy all of our gadgets? Yeah, that shopkeep. Damn it. How much worse could my timing be? Why didn't you give me a call? Well, I was in the middle of work and he left pretty fast. Mayuri's face fell as she wanted to apologize. I can't rebuke a face like that. Oh, but there is one good thing. He looked pretty indecisive yesterday, but today he said he'd definitely buy those gadgets. What? Really? Yep, every last one. But according to Mayuri, he wants them at lower prices than we've listed on our website. I would decline the offer saying, you must be kidding, don't look down at us, but that's not an option right now. Starving man can't be picky. Seems that the buyer is going to come get the gadgets as soon as he has the chance. As long as he refills our war chest, I have no problem with that. So much for sleeping. Alright. Brilliant, Mayuri. This is a major turning point in the future Gadgets Laboratory history. Shh, Ocarine, you're so loud, you're going to wake... Just as Mayuri had prophesied, Krisu began to stir. Huh? Okabe? She slowly opened her eyes and looked at me with uncertainty. Then she smiled as if a great weight had been lifted from her shoulders.
よかった
It's a relief. You disappeared suddenly. I thought you were going somewhere.
クリスティーノ
Christina,
心配させないで
don't worry me like that.
おい
Hey, what are you talking about?
何って
Isn't it obvious? As she said this, she slowly started to look around. Kind of interesting to see her eyes gradually gaining focus.
もしかして
Did I say
私
something weird?
今
言っていたぞ
You really did.
嘘
No way. What did I say?
俺が急にど
You
こ
said that
か
I
へ
was
行く
going
とか
somewhere. The shake, the quick vibration of it. Her face suddenly tensed with nervousness. I don't know why that's so effective, but it is. Is
他
that
に何か言ってなかっ
all?
た
Did I say anything else?
他に
Anything else? Well, you did say something like
そう
this.
とてもじゃないけど
My abilities simply cannot compare to Hoyo and Kyoma-sama, so I will dedicate the rest of my life to being the best assistant I can be.
嘘をつくな嘘
Stop lying.
そん
There's
な
no
こと
way I'd ever
絶
say
対
something
に
like that.
嘘ではない
I'm not lying.
must
As you
steal
know,
them.
the human subconscious
Ningen
reveals a
yume no
great
naka.
many truths in
普段
dreams.
つまり
Meaning
So
that
they go,
those are your
"Mine
genuine
no hontou no
feelings,
kimachi na
Christina.
安心してクリス
Don't worry, Christian. You didn't say anything like that.
マユリなぜバラす
Mary, why would you ruin this for me?
オカリン
It's not good to lie, Ocarine.
やっぱり嘘か
I knew you were lying anyway. Curses. My strategy to fabricate a false memory and use it to manipulate her has failed.
それよりごめん
By the way, I'm sorry, Christian. We woke you up, right?
あ
Oh no, you're fine, Mayuri.
そうだぞ
Indeed,
何
you
も
don't
謝
have
る
to
こ
be
とはな
sorry,
いマユリ
Mayuri. It's her fault for sleeping
こんなところで
defenselessly in a
無防
place
備
like
にうと
this.
うと寝るの
あんたね
And you,
私
why in
が
the world
一体
did
何
you
のために
think
こ
I
こで
was
寝てた
sleeping
と思っ
here?
てんだ
助手がラボのため
It's
に
only
尽力
natural
す
for
る
an
のは
assistant
当
to
然
give
の
her
こと
all
だ
for the sake of the lab.
だから助手じゃないっ
Like
て
I
言っ
said,
と
I'm
ろう
not your
が
assistant.
怒りっぽいやつだ
I get
な
mad pretty easily. Have you considered taking calcium?
誰のせいだと思
Whose
っと
fault
る
do
ん
you
だ
think that is? She yelled at me. In addition to her calcium deficiency, she must have low blood pressure when she wakes up. Guess that's what I get for skipping out on sleep to work on a gadget. Then she stopped and moved her hand slowly to her head for confirmation. What?
どうしたのクリス
What's wrong, Krisha? Why are these on my head?
そこに落ちていたか
As they were on the floor. As I said this, she took hold of the headphones with trembling hands.
落ちてた
On the floor? So you did this?
そうだが
So what if I did?
お前
You, I... What did you do?
なんてことって
Told you, I just put the
だから俺
headphones on
は
your head.
そのヘッド
Headphones? She stopped in place, looking perplexed.
クリスちゃん
Krisha? Oh, right, headphones! What were you thinking, putting headphones on someone while she's asleep?
人が寝てる時に
She's
勝手にヘ
suddenly
ッドホ
trying
ン
to
つけ
play
るなんて
innocent.
何考
This
え
could
てん
mean
の
that my theory about those headphones was right on the money.
おい
Hey,
クリステ
Christina.
ィーノ
What?
何
お前
What exactly are you
何を
dodging?
ごまかし
は
Huh? Dodging? What are you talking about?
嘘をつけ
Don't lie to me. I can tell that you're hiding something.
どう
I'm not hiding anything.
ならば
Then why did you freak
なぜさっき
out?
だから慌ててない
I
って
didn't. You
さてはお前
couldn't
や
have
はり
something to do
新
with the
しい
new
ガジェット
gadget.
を
ガジェット
Gadget?
そうだ新しい
Right,
ガジェ
you
ット
were.
を
それだ
That's right. Huh?
ああいや
Oh, I
じゃな
mean,
くて
right. I made a new gadget.
そう
Are you
なの
sure?
ええそうよ
Yes, of course. What is this? Getting that information was almost too easy. After all the trouble she went to hide it, I was hoping for something more confidential.
すごいね
Wow, Christian, you made another gadget?
まあ
Well, it's
そんなに
nothing
大したも
special.
のじゃないん
It's
だけど
fine.
ね
As long as she's honest, I have no complaints about her behavior.
それで
So, what sort of
新しい
device
ガ
is
ジ
this
ェッ
new
トは
gadget?
どんなもの
ちょっと待ってて
Oh, wait here,
今
I'll
持っ
bring
て
it
く
out.
から
She stands up and heads towards the development room.
待てクリスティーナよ
Wait, Christina,
何よ
what is it?
今持ってくると言った
I'll
な
bring it out, you said.
What
But
about you,
what do you have in your hands right
Mom?
now?
だからヘッドホン
You're
だっ
the
て
one
言
who
っ
said
と
they
ろ
were
うが
headphones.
ガジェットではないのか
Are they not a gadget?
ガジェットの12号機は
Gadget
全
number
然
12 is
別のも
something
のよ
entirely different. Just wait a sec.
What?
Which means they're gadget number 13 then. Didn't seem like Krisu was lying. The fact that she was holding something as she came out of the development room was proof enough of that. And why was she acting so strangely? It's just confusing. Well, fine. I'll let it slide this time since you completed a new gadget.
ほらこれがガ
Meet
ジェッ
gadget
ト
number
12号
12.
機
Definitely needs some
Mada
improvement, but it's
手を加えなきゃいけない
mostly in
部分。
working order. Whoa, this is
12号機
number 12. Krisu showed us a pair of ring-shaped objects about 7 or 8 centimeters in diameter. They look like the transformation bracelets kids wear when they're pretending to be their favorite TV heroes.
ねえクリスちゃん
Hey, Christian, is this Darling, you idiot?
待てマユリ
Hold on a sec, Mayuri, what kind of name is Darling,
ダーリ
you
ンのバ
idiot?
カとかいう妙な名前
Huh? Look, Green, we all thought it over together and you said you were okay with it.
決めた
Is that so? I looked over at Kusu, who silently nodded. Tsundere Apple Watch. Mayoshi wanted to call the gadget the lovey-dovey bracelets, but Daru-kun said he preferred darling, you idiot. And Chris-chan preferred, the affection measurement device. Oh. Right, and Okarin's favorite was, Eternal Engage or something. What? Okabe, do you really remember that? It's like, no, that's just the name I would have thought of. No, just felt like the name I would have come up with. I see. Even if your past has changed, your brain hasn't. I will say that hearing the suggested names alone has given me some understanding of the function of Future Gadget number 12. I assume that when two people put on their respective bracelets, this measures their affection for each other. When I asked Krisu and Mayuri for confirmation, they said my guess was close. So with this sensor here, we can monitor a couple's body temperature, blood pressure, pulse, and perspiration to see if they undergo any psychological changes, or physiological, not psychological. And if one of them has a weird reaction, it'll judge that he or she are cheating and zap them. Oh, okay. I see, that's why it's darling, you idiot. It's a very Daru choice. Future Gadget number 12, 2 make for a single set. This Future Gadget monitors the physical condition of its two wearers. This includes, but is not limited to, blood pressure, pulse, and even sweat. If the device determines that one of them wants to cheat on the other, it sends an electrical shock to the users. The idea for this device came from Ferris, with Krisu complimenting it. Its name is an homage to a famous line used by the heroine of a certain popular 80s rom-com manga. Literally any of them. I see, that's why it's a darling, you idiot. But at the end of the day, it's basically a polygraph. Well, Ferris-san came up with the original idea, but I made a few adjustments. She said this while putting one of the bands on her wrist as if to check the size. Adjustments? What for? Well, it's kind of sad if it's just an infidelity test. There's no hope there. Hope? Again with this foolishness of yours? The only fool here is you. If you rankle at being called a fool, then perhaps I should say your head's filled with nothing but lollipops and rainbows. Your ability to annoy me never ceases to amaze. There, Chris-chan, it just means that Okarin likes you. Huh? What? It's just like a little boy bullying the girl he likes. That's how I think about it. You don't understand what you're saying, Mayuri. I'd never act like some mere brat. Why are you blushing? I'm not. This is all because Mayuri had to say something weird all of a sudden. Mayuri knows all, absolutely. I need to change the subject fast. So, how do you use this? Oh, that's easy. You put it on your wrist and turn it on. Put it on my wrist and it immediately shocks them. I put on the wristband on my right wrist. That's where I usually wear things like this. Though typically I use them to seal the power of my right arm, which is wont to go awry. Wait, I'm warning you, never push that switch no matter what, never! Kusu looked desperate, so the contrarian in me was tempted to turn the device on just to see what would happen, but I resisted. Well, why not? What are you so worried about? I mean, you have to test it eventually, right? That's right, but we have a problem. Problem? What do you mean? Well, let's take these off our wrists first and talk about it. They're making me uncomfortable. Alright. I could tell that Kusu wasn't messing around, so I made to remove the band from my right wrist. Ah, I made it! Hey, Daru. The door bursts open and Daru rushes into the lab. Surprised by the sudden sound, Krisu jumped in alarm. And then... I could have sworn I heard a strange electronic sound. Oh, Daru-kun, Tutu, what's got you in such a hurry? Whew. Well, I just remembered that there's a special episode of Blood Tune on Nia Live, so I tried to get back here ASAP. A popular TV anime based on a manga. 26 episodes were broadcast last year. The main heroine, Sierra Origo, is especially popular among the anime otaku. Multiple figures of her have been released. We know. A gap industry. The niche market is defined as an industry that aims to cater to enthusiasts rather than the general public. While in terms of sheer numbers, it doesn't even come close to the mainstream market, the monopoly the niche market has on a specific type of product almost guarantees profits. There's also no fear of getting caught up in price wars. A legendary creature said to have a monkey head, raccoon body, tiger arms and legs, and a snake tail. I know that, because Persona is believed to have appeared in the ancient city of Kyoto during the Heian period. Its bird-like cries leaving citizens in terror. It was supposedly hunted down and eliminated. He absolutely owns all of them. Oh, that's right. Mayoshi completely forgot.
普段は余計な
For someone who
運動を
avoids
したがらんく
exercise
せ
as
に
much as you
こ
do,
ういう
you get
時
really
は走って
athletic
帰
when
って
it
くる
involves something you're
の
interested
だ
in.
元気
僕だってや
I
る
get
ときは
shit
やる
done
と
when
こ
I
な
have
んだ
to.
よ
Do you know what?
キリ
For better or worse, that really does sum up Daru pretty well. When it comes down to it, he gets it done. Sure, he's going to make a ton of really suggestive comments and stuff along the way, but he's going to get it done.
すごいね。
That's so cool.
言っておくぞ
I didn't mean it
誰
as a
も褒めてなどい
compliment.
ないぞ
とこんな
Oops, I almost
話してなあマキセシマキ
Hey,
セシ
Makiseshi, can I use your computer for a while?
ん
Uh-huh, Makiseshi. The confusion in Daru's voice continues to rise. Hey, Ocarina, is it just me or is Makiseshi shaking and looking traumatized? It wasn't just Daru. When I looked at Krisu, she was looking at her feet and trembling. I couldn't see her facial expression, but she was definitely acting weird.
クリスさんどうかしたの？
Excuse me, Chris-chan, what happened? Are you feeling sick?
どうした助手よ
What is it, assistant? Did you eat something bad?
は
Why?
あんた
You, what the hell did you do, you idiot? What?
Huh?
The rage in Krisu's voice put me instinctively on the defensive, but something was different this time. She wasn't talking to me.
あんた
Do you have any idea what you just
自分が何をしたか分かって
did?
えぼ
Huh?
僕
Me? As in
僕
me? For some reason, it seemed like Daru was in her sights. And Daru looks just as confused as I am about that.
そうよ橋田
That's right,
あんた
Hashida.
に
I'm
言ってる
talking
の
to
ちょ
you.
ま
Hey, wait.
僕
What did I do to you,
何かした
Makiseshi?
大方
She must have
気
caught you
づかれ
giving
ない
your
よう
hair
に
the
こ
old
っそり
sniff
髪の
sniff
毛
or
の匂いで
something.
もくんか
Onomatopoeia used to describe the act of smelling something, often used in manga and on the internet. A favorite phrase of perverted gentlemen. Its origins are unclear, but its use has been seen as far back as a popular comic during the early
していたのだろ
1980s.
あるある
The music
ねえ
shift,
よ
though. Right, right, that makes...
つうか
No, there's no way I'd ever get
やると
caught.
したら
I'm a
気づかれなくやるっ
pro.
つうの
ダル
Daru-kun.
やかましいわ
Shut up, it's not
誰も
anything
そんな変
perverted.
態じみたことは言っと
Then
ら
what
ん
could it be?
橋田
Hashida,
あん
you
た
were
さっきいき
incredibly
なり
loud
大き
when
な
you
音
burst
立
in
てて
here.
入ってきたでしょ
あそのこ
Oh,
と
that, huh? Yeah, I was in a hurry, so I guess I was pretty loud. Sorry if I surprised you or something. My bad.
だからさ
My bad isn't gonna cut it!
そう目く
Don't
じ
get
ら
mad
を
at him,
立てるな
Kusuna.
クリ
He
スティ
really
ーナ
is apologetic. Why not let this go?
岡部
Kabe, how can you be so calm at a time like this? What?
そ
What
れ
do you
はどういう
mean?
ことだ
The anger on her face gave way to a serious concern, and she said a single word.
スイッチ
Switch.
スイッチ
Switch?
だから
I pressed number 12's switch when Hashida came in and surprised us.
な
What is it? You never told us what it did. If we were in a manga, this is where the giant wham would appear in the background. But now that she mentioned it, the band on my wrist fits a little better than when I first put it on. But,
そうか
oh,
え12
huh?
号機って
You mean number 12? Or should I say,
もしかして
darling, you idiot,
ダー
it's
リンのバ
complete?
カ
What kind of reaction is that? You haven't told any of us what the
No.
Switch does, so why would anybody be as concerned as you? A normal one?
うん
Yeah.
あもしかして
Ah,
そ
so
の腕
that's
に
what's
は
on
め
your
てるのが
wrist.
そうなん
To be honest, none of us really got what Krisu was so worked up about.
あのな
Listen, now that the Switch is pressed, number 12 is officially activated.
そんなことは分か
We
って
know
い
that,
る
but if that's a
し
problem,
か
we
し
can just
問
turn
題
it
があ
off,
るな
right?
らも
I
う
reach
一
the
度スイ
bracelet
ッ
on
チ
my
を切れ
right
ばい
wrist
い
and
だ
look
け
for
で
the
は
switch to
な
turn it off. But,
ど
what's
う
going
な
on
って
with
ん
this
だこ
thing?
れは
オカリン
What's wrong, Ocarine?
スイッチらしきものを
I
押した
pressed
が
the
何の
switch, but
反
nothing's
応もない
happening.
え
What? I pressed it again. Still nothing. Krisu looked at us with eyes as cold as ice and spoke with a voice even colder.
無駄よ
It's useless.
無駄
Useless? What do you mean
無
by
駄とは
that?
どういう
このガジェットのスイ
You
ッチ
can use the switch to turn the
On,
gadget on,
off,
but
off.
not off. Why would you make a device like that? It took a while for me to understand what she was saying. I can turn it on, it can't turn it off. That would mean...
もしかして
I don't get it. Are you
スイッチ
saying
入
we
れたら
can't
切
turn
れ
it
ない
off
って
once
こ
it's
とです
on?
もしかし
Great
なくて
design.
も
That's
そう
exactly right.
なるほど
I
な
see.
なるほどな
I see. You're awfully nonchalant.
別に慌てなく
And
て
you're
もいいだ
awfully
ろう
panicky. If we can't turn it off,
ス
we
イッ
simply
チが
take
切
it
れない
off.
なら
I tried to slip number 12
外
off
して
my
しまえ
wrist.
ばいいじゃない
But the fit was snug and it didn't want to come off so easily.
おのれ
Damn you, you're stubborn for a device made by human hands. I tried again, this time with both of my hands. Until... The electricity shot through my right arm.
なんだ今
What
の
was that?
無理に外そうと
If you
す
try
る
to force the band off, it'll shock you.
な
Why didn't you tell me that
身を
earlier?
もって分かった方が
Thought
い
it
い
best
と
that you
思う
learn through experience. Ooh. Oh, now she looks calm. This accursed woman will never be cute. That's a lie. Well, whether she's cute or not doesn't matter right now.
とにかく
Fine, then give me the key to unlock it.
ないわよ
There isn't one.
何
What? What did you just say?
鍵なんてないって
I said there isn't one. There's no key. You gotta be kidding me. How are we supposed to take these off?
だから
That's why I was panicking this whole time. If this were just a joke, I wouldn't have gotten mad. Man. The Steam senses, I heard about that, yeah. I still don't know why it wasn't. I still don't get what problem Steam had with it. The filter because of it. Alright, cool. There's nothing that, I mean, mind you, I haven't played the Noah version, so I only know the base game. But there is nothing in base game Chaos Head that is any worse than anything that was in Chaos Child, which is already on Steam. I don't understand. If Chaos Child wasn't on Steam, maybe. There's definitely some graphic depictions of things that happen in Chaos Head, for sure. It is not for the faint of heart, and it definitely should have a very prominent M rating on it to warn people about that, for sure. Absolutely. But, like, Chaos Child is already on Steam, which has as much, if not worse, in it, and I don't get it. Yeah, no, that sounds very reasonable. Otherwise, it makes no sense. It's just somebody, for some reason, pissed off. I am still holding out hope that it comes to PlayStation, because I really want to get the whole suite of Platinums. I think that would be really nice. But if that doesn't happen by the time I get around to playing Noah, which will be a little bit, I'm going to buy it on Switch, which is fine. Like, I want to play through the Noah segments, but since it's going to take me a bit anyway, I'm holding out hope for a PlayStation release just for the trophy. Yeah, Yui was definitely worse in terms of showing things. To be fair, Head doesn't show a lot of things, it describes it. But so does Child 2. I'm not stopping you. I'm going to do so at some point, but we have other games in the meantime. And I'm really holding out hope for that Platinum Trophy. But, like, you do you. I hope if you do, it's a good time. And it'll show support for getting, like, the more of us who buy Side EV games, the more they'll be like, oh crap, Americans like visual novels, which is only good. Mm-hmm. What she says makes sense. Hey, assistant, why did you make this thing in the first place? Because you told me to. Not that I recall. That's because you sent the email and changed the past, but it's definitely something you said. Excuses. We're starting to get mad at each other. That's irrelevant, just get this off me. I would if I could. How can you call yourself a scientist if you're not prepared in the event of an emergency? You're one to talk, I told you that it's not finished, or did you forget about that too? What was that? What do you think? We're staring at each other so intently that our foreheads nearly touch. Now kiss. Sparks seem liable to fly at any moment. However, plot device that turns into romance. I mean, it's straight up a affection meter, so like, you know. I do like that you could, like they have it on the models now. Sparks didn't fly, but electric current flowed continuously. My right arm. Ocarina, man, now's not the time. I'm not messing around with it. My right arm really hurts. Okabe, give me your hand. What? Just do it. I gave her my right hand as electricity surged through me. She then took my right hand in her left. What are you? Stop talking. Our hands were as one, her left hand over my right. And the current flowing through my arm ceased. Phone autocorrect's always great. It stopped. Okay, what just happened? Told you I made some adjustments. It's not just about infidelity anymore. Arguing or getting mad at each other will result in an electric shock. Oh wow. Trying to classically condition people to not get mad at each other. That's... You know, mind you, I have not experienced this firsthand. But something tells me, if I were so upset at somebody, that an electric shock continuously passing through my body would not diminish anger. I feel like that only escalates anger. Apparently Kreese's adjustments also involve getting rid of a removal mechanism. She wanted to make it a device that could help a couple make up instead of simply punishing the cheater. Truly an idea befitting a modern woman. So this is your fault. That's exactly what an American-born girl who's never dated anyone would think.
いわ
That's, I
この
guess.
DT
Shut up, cherry boy.
なんだと
What did you say?
何を
You wanna go?
二人ともやめ
Stop it, you
た
two.
方がいい
If you don't, you're gonna
よ
get zapped again.
そうね
True. We were close to getting in an argument again, but Mayuri stopped us. Right. Again, Mayuri knows better than anyone and knows everything. Right. Now's not the time to quarrel. We have to figure out how to get out of this situation. And in that regard, at least, Krisu seems to agree with me. Cut off your arm. Then Daru slowly raised his hand.
あのさ、二人と
Hey,
も
you two?
どうしたダル
What is it, Daru?
もしかして
Did you come
何
up
か
with
明暗
something?
でもある
He really is my right arm. He's already come up with a brilliant
とり
idea.
あえずニア生見て
Can
き
I
て
go
もいいっ
watch
す
Nia
か
live now?
ダメに決まってる
What's wrong with you? Another electric shock. So once you feel connected to each other, the bracelets will come off, right?
そういうことになるわ
That's correct. Oh, yep, there it is. She then proceeded to explain the functions of Darling You Idiot. They are as follows. The monitoring of body temperature, blood pressure, pulse, and perspiration. Should they indicate one user is unfaithful to the other, the device will administer a minor but painful electric shock. Should a user try to remove it by force, the device will administer an electric shock. Should the user get emotional due to an argument or the like, the device will administer an electric shock. Should the user move more than 1 meter away from each other, the device will... What? That's extreme measures. Oh, okay. Oh boy, yeah, that's a lot. Also, hey Chuck, how's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. Thank you for 49 heckin' months indeed. Jeez. Hold on 1 second. There we go.
49
Oh, I was wondering if it's gonna read it.
Less than 3, 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 less than.
Where's the 3 bot? Hold on. Cool. Perfect. But also, hey Chuck, thank you again for the support. I hope you're still enjoying all we got around here, and I hope you're doing well. Hope your weekend's been enjoyable. It was so unnecessary to go there and add the 3, but I had to. 1 meter is not enough distance. Should the users hold hands, the shocks will cease. And the device will come off once it judges that its user's feelings are intertwined. Oh, okay. Oh heck yeah! Very nice, very nice. YouTube's not easy, man. I hope it's coming along well. I started on YouTube originally. I'm not one for much editing. Once a month I do the clip videos now, but editing everything not for me. That's the end. This means that the bracelets monitor and analyze the emotions of their wearers based on physical indicators, but there's no practical data proving their accuracy. Nah, I don't know. We'll see. Well, we could just wait for the battery to die. This gadget both uses a primary cell and a solar photocell, so it would last at least a week. A battery that converts solar energy into electricity, also known as a solar battery. A battery designed to be used once and then immediately discarded, cannot be recharged. Meaning that our only options for removing these are to shock ourselves silly or for Krisu and I to get in sync. Mayuri laughs that off just as if it's an easy task, but Krisu and I know just how difficult that's going to be. I mean, you know, you banish it in another world line. Still, how long are you guys going to keep holding hands? It's disgusting. Normie behavior. A phrase, explodable normies. A phrase most commonly used against the normies by jealous people, spread via social media. People who find happiness and fulfillment in the real world. Normies. Markers of normalcy include having a girlfriend, boyfriend, participating in a club and or school activities, going to parties regularly, vacationing overseas, and displaying a lack of interest in 2D anime entertainment. Pairs of scissors, I mean, you know, turning on the camera, let's camera action. Okay, cool. That makes it a bit easier for sure. See, scissors are metal though. and it'll just shock through it. Obviously what you gotta do is you gotta slip a bit of red rubber underneath the bracelet so it can neither sense you nor shock you. And then at least you can't take it off, but it can't hurt you. I'd stop if I could.
それはこっちのセリフだ
That's my line. And just like that, we were in another argument. So if we don't hold hands, we're liable to be completely fried. Ah, that's the secret. If you hold hands forever, you can fight as much as you want. Well, there is a silver lining here.
それはどういう意味
What
だ
do you mean?
だってさ、
Well,
新しい
every new
ガジェッ
gadget
トって
needs
こ
testing,
とは
right?
どう
This is
せ
it.
実験時
Oh, you've got a good point.
そうかも
Well, Yuri agreed with Daru.
それにね
And also, I bet that darling you idiot will help Ogre and Christian get along better.
ちゃんが今よりも仲良
A
くなる
terrible opinion from an uninvolved party.
まゆしは
There's no way I'll be able to put up with this girl and her hair-trigger temper for an entire week. I really need to start thinking about how to get out of this situation.
そもそも
This wouldn't have happened if you didn't ask me to make this stupid stuff in the first place.
お前が処女特有の乙女回路
Wouldn't
的
have
思考
happened
を
if
持
you
ち
weren't
込
a
んだのが
professor
悪いんだろう
of
か
virginomics. As soon as one of us opens their mouth, this happens. This isn't going to lead to a productive discussion. Rated M for hand-holding. At least it's off camera. You know it's there, but you don't see it. Fortunately, it seems that Krisu came to the same conclusion.
やめやめ
Time out. Let's figure out what we're going to do about this. It's no use thinking in hypotheticals. It's no use thinking in hypotheticals. Unless you're us. Can't believe it. How could I have forgotten something so important? What time is it? I was checking the clock before she finished her sentence. It's past 6 p.m. Maybe it's not too late.
何何
What's going on? What are you two talking about? Implied hand-holding. D-mail. Huh? You mean a phone wave, Chan?
ああ、そっ
Ah,
か
that's clever. If you can change the past with D-mail, you'll be in the clear.
そういうことだ
Exactly. I dragged Krisu into the development room as fast as I could. In a flash, we'd set up the phone wave, name subject to change. My previous experiments have shown that we can use the phone wave from noon to 6 p.m. Those time constraints are just approximations, not concrete restrictions. On certain occasions, I've even been able to use it after 6 p.m. That said, we do not yet know what causes this variance. Regardless, if the timing doesn't line up today, we'll be forced to stay like this until at least tomorrow afternoon.
準備できたわ
It's ready. Everything's set up. You just have to send the email. I forgot to change the wallpaper. Took out my phone to write a message and stopped as if I was struck by something.
何やってるの
What are you doing,
早くし
Okabe?
ないと
Hurry up!
一体いつ
What do I write?
どういう
When
内
do
容
I
の
send
メー
it?
ルを
それは
Well, we can send up to 3 emails of 6 full-width Japanese characters, or 12 one-byte English characters each. With proper timing and concise writing, we can deliver a message within the character limit. I have to be careful. I told myself just as much the other day.
やっぱり新作ガ
We
ジェ
should
ット
probably
の開
prevent
発を
ourselves
中
from
止さ
ever
せるべきじゃ
developing
ない
this new gadget, right?
そう
That sounds wise. Well, it's gone too. Yeah, he is. Like she said, we won't end up in the situation if we put the Kiboshi on its development. Or Kibosh, wow. I can read. Stop new gadget development at once. The message will read, stop new gadget development at once. That should be enough. If we don't try to make that new gadget, then we can change the situation. We can keep Darling Idiot from ever existing. It'll probably wipe numbers 9 through 11 from existence too, but I'll come up with some way to fund our lab. There's nothing to worry about. The email is written. All that's left is a tap on my thumb. Kabe. Kusu urges me on. With that, press the button.
岡部
Kabe, what are you doing?
考えてみれば
When we think about it,
新
we
作
don't
ガジェ
have
ット
to
の
stop
開発
all
自体を
gadget
中止
development,
する
do
必
we?
まあ
Well, I guess
確か
not.
に言われてみれば
We put so much time and effort into making new gadgets that throwing them away feels like a waste. And if we erase them all, there's a chance that we won't be able to escape bankruptcy.
でもじゃあどうす
Then
るの
what should we do?
要は12号機さ
We
えな
only
ん
have
と
to
か
do
なればい
something
いの
about
だ
number
ろ
12, right?
ならば12
Then
号
why
機
don't
の
we
制
just
作を
cancel
中
number
止にす
12's
ればいいのだ
development? If we were to stop to that alone, we could keep the other gadgets, which would still let us make money. We just have to change the wording from new gadget to number 12.
じゃあそれでいいから
That's
早
fine
く
by
送
me.
り
Now
ましょう
hurry up and send it. I read in my phone and adjusted the message. Stop number 12 development at once. That should be the end of number 12. We can finally free ourselves from this hell. Number 12 would be wiped from existence before its development can even begin. Lisa will never come up with her sickly sweet idea or her odd... She lied about what number this is, didn't she? No. I think 13 is the headset. everything should be squared away. All I have to do is press the button. And all our problems will be
どう
solved.
した岡部
What's wrong now, Okabe?
いや、
Nothing. That's right, there's nothing to be worried about. Number 12 will never be created. You won't have any problems.
ちょっと岡部
Come on,
何して
Okabe,
る
what are you doing?
いや、考
You
えてみれ
know,
ば
number 12 isn't all
12号
that
機も悪くな
bad.
いような気がして
In
な。
fact, with a few improvements, I kind of think that number 12 could become a decent gadget. Might even be a big hit. I can't let that chance slip through my fingers.
やはりここは12
We
号
just
機
tell
をはめな
ourselves
いよう
not
に
to
言
put
う
the
だけ
bands
でいい
on,
のでは
couldn't
ない
we?
か。
わかった
Sure,
もうそれ
fine,
でいい
just do something. We have no time.
そうだな
Right. With Krisu's support, change the message yet again. Do not wear number 12 for any reason. That'll do. Alright, now I have to send the message. This way we don't have to stop gadget development, and number 12 will exist. We'll just have Krisu make the improvements and get rid of these bizarre functions. Make it more accessible, simpler, and it'll be a fine product. And in the end, everything will work out perfectly. But, is there any other way? Is this truly the best choice? Shouldn't we think it over once more? Carefully. There have to be alternatives. Ah, damn it! Ugh. I'd been punched in the back.
いきな
What do
り
you think
何
you're
をする
doing?
あんたがさっきからうだう
Stop
だ
being
やって
so
るから
indecisive.
これ以上何を悩
What
む
more do
必
you
要
need to
がある
worry
って
about?
悩んでいるのでは
I'm
ない
worrying about anything. I'm trying to make the best choice possible so we don't run into any
オ
pitfalls.
タクはいいから早
Stop
くし
wasting
ろ
your time and send
じゃ
the
ないと
message.
このまま
You
人が
don't
明
want
か
to
すこと
spend
に
the
なっ
night
ちゃうだ
like
ろ
this.
分かっている
I know. Just don't rush me. Also, that doesn't sound that bad.
あもうイ
Now,
ラ
you're
イラす
driving me
る
crazy. Krisu reached out and tried to grab my phone.
何をするのだ
What are you doing?
あんたがグズグズしてる
If
か
you're
ら
gonna take so
私が
long,
代わりに
I'll
言って
do
あ
it
げよう
for
って
you.
何
Excuse me?
本当はといえば
Your last email experiment messed everything up for us. Let me send you a message telling you not to do it.
待って
Hold on. You're
何かそ
seriously
んな
going
根
all
本
the
的
way
な
back
と
to
ころ
my
まで戻る
last
必要は
email?
な
うっさい
Just shut up
そもそも
already.
原因はそこ
That
なんでしょ
experiment was the origin of all
だ
this,
ったらそれが
right?
一番いい
Then
方法でしょう
intervening
が
is our best option. Trust me, you don't want to go back to the other world line right now. This is better. By a lot.
しかしだな
But
いいから送
give
れ
it to me. She almost grabbed my phone again, so I promised to change the message in accordance with her request. Reconsider email experiment. This time for sure I'm going to press the button. We don't have time to be indecisive. Oh, am I supposed to actually press it? I'm kind of... All I have to do is press the button. Then my email experiment will never have happened. We're returning to our original world line. There's nothing to be indecisive
何
about.
してる早く
Why are you just staring? Hurry up!
分かっている
I know. This time I'll send it. I should have saved first. Just give it to me. I'll do it. Yusu tries to grab my phone again.
心配するな
Don't
今
worry, I'm
送る
sending it now. We're out of time. I finally pressed the button. Then, the world around me blurred and distorted. My reading Steiner activates. The world line shifts. Or not. Yeah, I was about to say, it shouldn't work anyway. This means that we're probably too late. I've got mail from myself. Reconsidered email experiment. That's crazy. Krisu and I look down at our own wrists in unison. We blink several times to make sure, but no matter how many times we blink, number 12 remains affixed to our wrists. I check the clock, 6:15 p.m. While our time constraints were vague and mercurial, I suppose late it's late.
ちょっと貸せ
Give me that. Shout, yeah, it is. Ah! An enraged Krisu snatched my phone away. Yeah, she was cosplaying as a character, but yeah, she types a message. Sends it. Nothing happens. Types another. Sends it. Still nothing happens. She looks almost pathetic trying to send an email over and over again. It's too tragic a sight to keep watching, so I put my hand on her shoulder.
もうよせ
That's not enough. Or that's enough. I know how you feel, but things won't change no matter how we try. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, man, I'm gonna have to watch those openings. Oh. She turned and looked me straight in the eyes. Her face was contorted by sadness as she snarled out.
己の
This
せい
is
だろ
all
うが
your damn fault. Okay. This is mostly her fault, partially Okabe's fault, and like 50% Daru's fault. But whatever. Yeah, apparently both of the... Whereas this is distinctly non-canon, apparently both of the dating sim games for the Chaos games are canon, apparently? I'll have to look into that. Her voice was fraught with tears.
何がこれ以上やっても
Things
無
won't
駄
change
だ
no
よ
matter how we
ちゃん
try.
とつけちゃって
Seriously,
アホ
stop
か
trying to act
そも
cool,
そ
you
もあんたが
ass.
さっさとメールを
It's
送らない
your
からこ
fault
んな
that
こ
we
とにな
didn't
ったん
send
だ
the
ろうが
email earlier.
待て
Wait,
落ち
calm
着け
down.
これが落ち着いて
How
な
can I
んて
be
いられ
calm?
る
What are you
か
gonna do about this?
だから落ち着けと言って
I
る
just
んだ
want you to
そ
calm
うも
down
ない
if
と
you don't. that. Yeah. An electric shock ran through both of us. Ouch. See, I told you.
そっか
Kinda made it canon.
興奮して
Clear,
こうなる
right?
の忘れ
I'm
てた
so mad I forgot about that.
自分で作っておいて忘れるとは
You made this thing and
とんだ鳥
forgot
頭
what
だな
it did? What are you, a goldfish?
何よ
Come again.
待てだから
Wait,
怒る
I'm
なと
telling
言
you,
っているん
don't get
だ
upset. I can't believe you're the one keeping a
ずっと
level
される
head.
とは
I almost delivered a snarky rejoinder, but I knew it would result in another shock. Swallowed my words and left the development room with the equally defeated Krisu. Ah. Cleared entropy, the origins rumble. It's we're 3 hours in. 3 hours and 20 minutes.
うまくいった
We finished the prologue, guys. Yeah, this is a side EV game. We're gonna save. Let's say, stop number 12 development at once. Stop number 12 development at once. Alright. Excuse me. Ah, hey, how'd it go? Did it work? We returned to the main room to Mayuri's Inquisition.
まゆし
Mayushi, look, they still have number 12 on the wrist. It didn't work. Alright, I guess they were too late. As if I needed more proof of the D-mail's failure, Dario and Mayuri's awareness of the situation made it abundantly clear, though I hardly cared at this point. I was focused on finding another solution. I recalled number 12's basic functions. We read these just a minute ago, that's fine. And the device will only come off once it determines that user's feelings are as one. I won't be able to send another D-mail until at least noon tomorrow, meaning that for the next 18 hours, Krisu and I are effectively joined at the hip. I really can't imagine that we'll be able to satisfy the device's removal condition in the process. If only because it's me and Krisu. Excuse me. It's hard to think that 18 hours stuck together will improve our relationship.
どうする
So, now what?
どうすると言って
How should I know? You tell me.
どうしようもなく
言っとくけど
I can tell you this, I really don't want to spend the night with you in this state.
ごめん
それはこっち
Took
の
the
セリ
words
フだ
right out of my mouth. There, calm down, you two. Mayuri put a gentle end to the argument. Just in time, too. If the words had started flying, the electricity would have too.
何度も同じ過ちを
You
繰
make
り
the
返
same
すなんて
mistake over and over again.
学習
You
能力
really
ないん
never
じゃない
learn,
の
do you? Pop, meet kettle. You know what, Oakley? I actually thinks that this is your chance to make friends with Chris Sean.
それが
Welcome
で
back,
きれば
Pops.
苦労はせんのだ
Hope, hey, congrats. I liked that boss fight. That was fairly dramatic, and yeah, I liked it. But also congrats, you've cleared the castle. You did the thing. If we could do that, we wouldn't be suffering.
残念だけど
I hate to say it, but I agree with Okabe.
本当に珍しい
Wow, this is rare. Shouldn't this come off now that we're so in
意見があ
sync?
ったという
そんな簡単にい
Not
くわ
that
けないでしょ
simple, you idiot. It's like every word this woman speaks is specifically chosen to piss me off. I'm sure she's thinking the same about you. If I didn't have this on, I would tell her once and for all who rules this lab. Why is that? It's so strange.
まゆしどうしたん
What are you talking about,
何が不
Maishi?
思議
What's
な
strange? Well, if I'm friends with both Ocarina and Krishan, then shouldn't Ocarina and Krishan be able to become friends too? Yeah, that is hurting us too. Yeah, like, I don't think they... I don't know if it's more they were overhyping her as much as they only kind of wanted to show stuff from earlier in the game. But yeah, she's not a giant overarching villain, she's kind of just the first one. But yeah, her bits are very memorable. That whole, like, mansion castle is great and I love it. And the fight's fun, so, like, congrats on beating that first bit too, though. Hope you're enjoying the game so far. A lot of memorable, like, the game is great overall, but there's a lot of memorable bits in that castle. It is large, she helps make, her and her daughters help make it a hell of a thing. Yeah, it's a good time.
いかにも
An innocent idea from an innocent girl. If such a thing were possible, mankind would have joined hands on a peaceful brotherhood a long time ago. Brotherhood? Ocarina and Mayushi are like a brother and sister, even though we're not related. So, maybe it really is impossible. I guess it
結果的には
might
そういう
eventually?
ことに
言葉の意味は
I
よ
don't
くわ
understand
から
her
んが
words, but the
結
conclusion
論
seems
は合って
valid.
るんがすげえ
Yeah. quite a reveal. They're not vampire, they're Oogie Boogie. Yup. It's straight up, they're Oogie Boogie. Shape-shifting bug hive mind. Yup. Yeah, playing her in Mercenary mode is going to be a blast, especially because the camera's going to be so high off the ground. Everyone's going to look like ants. Maybe that's why she did bug stuff. But yeah, like, they're so, like, super vampire coded, but, like, obviously it's not really vampires. I liked it. It was a fun little twist on it. I like it. Anyway, back to number 12.
なんとか外す方法はない
Is
の
there
か
any other way to get this up? Do you know what else snowmobiles? Yakuza 5. Snowmobiles directly into bear punching.
あったらあんなに
If
慌
there
てる
were,
わけ
I
ないで
wouldn't
し
be
ょ
panicking.
大体
First of all, shouldn't there be a safety lock or something if you're going to sell this?
だから最初から完
That's why I
成品
told
じゃ
you
ないと言っ
it
たろう
wasn't
が
finished.
そもそもなぜこんなに頑丈に
Then
作る
did you
必
really
要
have to
があっ
make it
た
so
のだ
indestructible in the first
できる
place?
だけ本格的にし
I've
ろと
only
言った
told me
の
to
は
make
あ
it
ん
as
ただ
perfect as possible.
俺は知らん
I don't recall.
都合の悪い時
You
に
never
知
do,
らんふり
unless
す
it's
んな
convenient.
知らんものは
I
知らん
said I
と
don't
言ってる
recall,
の
I
だ
don't recall.
だから二人とも
Okay,
そん
cut
な
it
に
out.
怒っ
Keep
た
this
ら
up
ま
and
た
you're
ビ
both
リ
gonna
ビ
get
リって
zapped
な
again.
そもそも橋田が
This is
脅
all
かしたから
because
じゃ
you
ない
surprised us.
そもそもお前が
This is all
驚か
because
した
you
からだ
surprised us.
ほら言わんこ
Hey,
っち
I
ゃな
tried to
い
warn you. See, it's almost like getting constantly shocked isn't really helping the emotions run less high. But, you know, it's fine. Look at the clock. It's past 7:30 p.m. How has it only been an hour?
おかりんもク
Okay,
リスチ
please,
ャ
Sean,
ンも
are you okay? Well, it depends. How many times have you been shocked in that hour? Myri looks at our faces, one after the other. Just over an hour, we've been shocked more times than I could count on my fingers. You'd think that would inspire me to be more careful, but I can't help but get angry when Krisu's around.
ほんと言い合いした
Yeah,
ら
you
ビリ
guys
ビ
really
リ
should
す
try
る
to
っ
remember
て
that you get
そろそ
zapped
ろ
whenever
二
you
人と
start
も
arguing.
そのくらい言
I
われ
know
たら
that. You don't have to tell me.
分かってるんならや
That
め
was
りゃいい
true.
の
You would
に
stop.
それでや
If
め
I
られたら
could, this
苦労
wouldn't
は
be
しない
hell.
私は岡部さえ
I
減ら
wouldn't
ず
get
口を
mad
叩
if
か
you
な
would
きゃ
just think
別に
before you
怒ったり
speak.
減らず口を叩い
You're
て
the
い
one
る
who
の
keeps
は
trying
お
to get the
前ではない
last word.
私のど
Really?
こが減らず
I'm the
口
one?
今のが減らず
You're
口
doing
で
it
なくなんだ
now.
というのだ
Just like that, we're in an argument as soon as we open our mouths. But my body can't keep taking these shocks. It's only been an hour. Will we even survive until noon tomorrow? Hey, Mayushi has an idea. You two should hold hands.
え
Huh?
ああそういえば
Oh, that's right. You won't get
手
zapped
を
if
つ
you're
な
holding
げば
hands.
ビリビリは発動しないんだっ
That's
け
true. I had just gone over number 12's functions too. What's wrong with me? Completely missed the most obvious solution.
岡部
Okabe. Krisu gives me her left hand.
おおおお
What was that?
おおお
Yeah. I nod slightly and offer my right. We hold each other's hands. Mm.
さっきまでいがみ合ってい
They
た
read each
同
other's
士が
throats a moment
固い
ago, and now
握手
they're
とか
holding hands.
全
Brings
俺が泣
tears
い
to my
た
eyes. And
お前は助手の
how did you forget about such an important function? Did you call yourself my assistant?
あんたこ
How
そ
did you
さっ
forget
き
something
聞い
you
たの
just
に忘れ
told
て
me?
るとかバ
How
カ
are
な
you
の
this
死ぬ
stupid?
の
How are you still alive?
なんだと
Say that again.
何よ
With pleasure.
やっぱりこうなっ
Ah, it was nice while it
で
lasted.
すよね
Sure was.
大体あ
But
の
it wouldn't
時
be
あ
in
んた
this
が
mess
早
if
くメ
you
ール
could
を
have
送っ
just
てさ
written
え
your
いれば
stupid
こんな
message
こと
faster.
それを言うなら
Says the woman who switched the
お前が謝
gadget
って
onto the
スイッチ
first
を
place.
そもそも新作
The
ガジェット
gadget
を
that I
作ろう
only
って言
made
い出し
because
たの
you
も誰
told me
あの
to.
時お前が
Well,
タイ
maybe
ム
if
ト
you
ラベ
never
ル
did
の
that
大きなの知って
lecture
い
on
るか
time travel.
なあまゆし
Hey, Mayushi. What is it, Daru-kun?
この二人いつま
How
で
much
こうや
longer
って
do you
言
think
い
they
合っ
can
てれ
keep
ば
arguing? They may not be getting any visits from Zappy-san, but this is getting to be a little much.
でもさ
Still, doesn't this remind you of something? What?
血は喧嘩
A lover's quarrel? Yeah, it really does. Hey, who said this is a lover's quarrel?
そうだ
Yeah, how on earth could you think that?
どこをどうって
Did he just say how on earth? Yeah. Maybe we stared at Krisu and our conjoined
手
hands.
つないで喧嘩
Well,
してる
you're
んだ
holding
から
hands and arguing at
傍
the
から
same
見りゃ
time.
血は
Anyone
喧嘩
would
にし
think
か
you
見
look
えん
like
だろう
lovers,
ぜ
SMH.
そうは言うがこうするより
True,
他
but
に
we
ない
have
のだ
no
から
other
仕方あるま
choice.
い
Excuse me. Mayuri abruptly raises her hand.
はい、まゆし。
Yes, Mayushi.
二人とも
Mayushi thinks that you two should stop arguing.
するのはやめた方がいいと。
つうかさ、
Seconded, you've been arguing about the same stuff over and over again, and it's starting to get
見てる
boring.
方もそろそろ飽きてきた
Not doing this for their entertainment, but even I'd begin to think that this war of words wouldn't lead anywhere. No, in reality, I'd realized that long ago. I was merely waiting for a chance to say so. As I looked at Krisu, I could see worry on her face. Perhaps she felt the same.
そうだな。
That's true. In fact, I kind of agree with Mayuri and Daru.
私も
I
異論
I
は
have
な
no
い。
objection to that.
では、
So, why
今
don't we
後
stop
ど
blaming
ちら
each
の
other
せ
from
い
now
だと
on?
いうの。
そうね。
Sure. That would have been a great time for the two of us to shake hands if we weren't holding hands already. This probably won't put an end to our arguing on a larger scale, but it seems like we have a temporary truce at
そ
least.
れで
So, what are you guys going to do today?
え
Huh? What do you mean?
だって
Well, they can't be more than 1 meter away from each other,
1
right?
メートル
And, I think Christian lives in a hotel in Ocha no Mizu. Don't even joke about that. I'm sorry, but there's no way I'd ever take Okabe back to a hotel. Back to a hotel. The perfect retort lined up, but knowing that it would spark another argument, I managed to hold my tongue at the very last second.
それじ
Are
ゃ
you going to spend the night here then?
やむを得んがそうせざ
Unfortunately,
るを
it
得ない
seems we
だ
have
ろ
no
うな。
あ
choice.
クリスチャンも
What do you think, Christian?
仕方ないけど
If that's our only option, that's
そ
what we
れし
have
か
to
方法
do.
がないならそうすそっか
I see. Yeah, we hope so, yeah. After we answered, Mayuri seemed lost in thought.
あのね
Hey, I'm sorry, but I have to go home.
うんまあそ
Well,
うだ
I
ろ
thought
うな。
as much.
ダル君
How
は
about you, Daru-kun?
僕ももうちょっとした
I'll
ら
be
帰
heading
る
home
つも
soon.
り。
だよね
That means Ocarine and Krishan will be left alone.
も
Do you think it's
少しで
okay?
オカリンとクリス
That's right. I had forgotten something very important. As it gets dark, Krisu and I will be left alone, which means...
それ
Wait,
ダメ
that's terrible! Help me out!
うーん
Mayushi wants to stay with you, but I have to go home tonight.
そこをなんとか
Please!
ごめんね
I'm sorry, Christian.
そん
I
な
can't believe this.
でも
Oh, but maybe Daru-kun can stay here.
橋田が
Hashira? Krisu looked at me and Daru one after another.
岡部と
The
橋
three
田
of us, Okabe, Hashida, and me.
あ、僕なら
Oh, I'll stay here if you say, don't let me spend the night
言っちゃダ
alone.
メって言っ
誰が言うか
Hell no!
心配しなくてもオカリ
Don't
ン
worry,
と
it's
二人
not
で
like
襲った
Ocarina and I
りし
will
ないか
double
ら
team you or
大丈夫
anything.
だってばよ。はあは
夜なこの
Ah,
変態
stay away, you perv! Did you really think I'd
そんな
ask
こ
you to
と
stay
言
here
われ
after
てお願い
hearing
って言うわ
that?
けないだろうが
She makes a good point.
ひでえな。
You're so
ちょ
harsh.
っ
It
と
was
したア
one
メリ
of your
カンジョークな
American
のに。
jokes. That's not an American joke.
アメリカンジョーク
Call that a joke. Coming from you, it sounds more like a sexual threat. Maybe he's right about you being harsh, assistant.
まあでも冗談は
Well,
置いとい
anyway, I got things to do, so I really should
本当
get
は
home.
僕も今日はち
So
ょっ
in
と
the end,
用事
Krisu
が
and
あ
I
って
will be
帰らな
left
きゃ
here
いけ
alone
ないん
after
だよ
all. Ah, okay, but it'll be fine. Krishan, he doesn't look like it, but Okarine's a gentleman. I don't think he'd do anything weird.
そうだよ
That's right, isn't it, Ocarine?
こう見えてもというのは
You wouldn't know it by looking at me, but I'll have you know that if you look up gentleman in some dictionaries, you will see the definition,
岡部
Okabe
倫太郎のこ
Rintaro.
とと書かれている。
ほらね
See?
だけど
Under the subsection, gentleman perv.
変態
なおさら信用できん
Now
わ
I'm even more worried.
こういうか常習よ。
As my assistant, you spent the night here numerous times in the
今まで
past.
だって
There's no reason to worry now.
ノーナ
Seriously, no matter how you look at it, this isn't remotely the same situation. I'm just trying to tell you not to worry, damn it.
とにかく
Anyway, if you try anything weird, I'm going to yell as loud as I can.
お前こそ妙
Well,
なこ
if
と
you
した
try
ら許
anything
さん
weird,
か
I'll
な。
never forgive you.
なんで私がし
Why
な
would
きゃ
I
な
ever
んな
do
いのよ
that? What an annoying conversation. Think about it, she's just my assistant. We're only going to spend one night together. What does she think I'm going to do? What?
だが
Yeah, it's me. What's that? Did you say my assistant may be working for the organization?
心配する。
There's nothing to worry about. Even if that were true, a girl would
こんな尻に
probably...
蒙古藩の
A girl who probably has a
中に
weird
惑わされる俺で
Mongolian
はない
spot on her butt would never shake my focus.
おい
Hey,
何気
that's
に
pretty
失礼
rude.
なこと言って
蒙古藩
Yeah,
女を
quiet
黙ってい
down,
る
spot butt.
もうご飯なんてないわよ
It's only a riddle if you don't know the answer. There are no spots on me anywhere.
もう
Can you two quit arguing? Mayuri spoke up in a rare fit of anger.
いいですか
Okay, Mayushi's going home now, but you guys better be nice to each other. No more arguing.
はい
Roger.
すみません
Sorry.
二人とも
Good.
いいお
That's what I like to hear. So what are you going to do, Daru-kun?
あ、僕も
Oh,
帰る
I'm going home too, but before I do,
Hello.
Ocarine, what is it?
例の新しいガ
Can
ジ
I
ェ
use
ット
those
のため
parts in the lab
に
for
適
the
当
new
にラボに
gadget
あ
I'm
るパー
currently
ツと
working
か
on?
ああ
Yeah, of course. The lab is in your
全
hands.
て
Do
は
whatever
お
you
前
like.
に
Okie dokie!
Wiped out Amy to portray your feelings. No, I believe, yeah. Okie dokie.
何
What? You're seriously planning on making more
当
gadgets?
然だ
Naturally. Just because you created a new product for us doesn't mean we're going to stop working.
このラボ
Don't
はお前
presume
だ
that
け
you're
の
the
力で
only
持って
one
いるの
holding
で
up
は
this
誰も
lab.
そんなこと思っと
I
りゃ
didn't
せよ
presume anything. Okay then, we're leaving now. You two be nice. Ocarina, don't forget your promise to stay pure until our wedding
って
night.
誓ったあの日のこと忘れるなよ
Said with the usual Daru straight face. I never agreed to that. Oh man. It's after 9 p.m. Mayuri and Daru left about 5 minutes ago. In that time, the silence has only been broken by the ticking of the clock. Neither of us has said a word. I can feel the tension in the air. I'm sure there's been situations that put Krisu and I alone in this room before, at least as far as I can remember. But I didn't think anything of them at the time. Neither did she, most likely. At a glance, this is the same sort of thing. But what's with this tension in the air? It's so thick I can hardly breathe. Don't tell me this is going to last until tomorrow afternoon. I don't think I'll be able to take it. The worst part about all this is the silence. So maybe if I break the silence, things will get back to normal. One word. It's all it would take to fix things. Okay.
あ
They're more in sync than they think. What awful timing! Our words stumbled over each other. What?
何
あいや
No, it's nothing. What were you going to say? Nothing
私も特に
in particular. Silence again. Damn it. Why would she start talking when she's got nothing to say? No, she must have been thinking the same thing I was. But our awkward timing ruined any chance of conversation. Something. There's got to be something we can talk about. What did we talk about up until now, anyway? Now that I think about it, it's only been about 10 days since we first met. We talked about time travel, D-mail, experiments, and gadgets. In fact, so much of our conversation has been centered around gadgets that we haven't spent any time in casual conversation with one another. Of course, discomfort will arise when we're forced into a situation like this. And this awkwardness will only continue until something is done. Anything. You just have to say something.
あ
I'm getting thirsty. Well, it is really hot today.
そういえば確か
Good thing we're stocked up on Dr.
あ
Pepper.
ったはずだが
何でも今年
I've
は
heard
記
that
録
this
的な
year
猛
is
暑
going to
に
be
なる
hotter
って
than
言って
ever.
たっけ
Record-breakingly hot. Yeah, unfortunately, that's every year now.
いや
Oh no,
そういえば
I
あれ
think
は
I
昨日
drank the
飲んで
last
しま
of
っ
it
たのだったか
yesterday.
そういえば
One of my friends told me that it's hot in the US right now as well.
こんなことな
I
ら
really should have brought some more
買ってきておけばよか
today.
ったな
それにしても
I wonder when they'll
温暖化の
formally
原因
redact
が
the
二酸化
inaccurate
炭素だって
statement
い
that
う間
carbon
違った
dioxide
情
is the
報はいつ
main
になった
cause
ら
of
撤回
global
されるのか
warming.
しらね
いや
Duh, I
Right
can't
now,
believe this.
本当
It really is hard to
入っちゃうわよ
believe.
ね
This is all wrong! Almost looks like we're having a conversation, but we're just rambling to ourselves. How long can we monologue like this? There's no way we can keep it up until noon tomorrow. None. Why is it so hard to come up with something to talk about all of a sudden? There's only one thing I can do in a situation like this. Yeah. What's wrong? You've been acting strange for quite a while. You're hardly your usual self, Christina. Now what are you doing? Offering you a bit of information. I, Hoyo in Kyoma, am a mad scientist and only care for research and experimentation. Is this not voiced? My ultimate goal is to destroy the system that governs this world and plunge it into chaos.
いきなり何なんだ
Why are you telling me this?
つまり目標
Because my love of science comes before all else. I have little need for women and the things that accompany them.
女であるとか
Wait, Okabe, is that what you're into?
そっちの人
そっちとはなんだ
What do you mean by that?
だからほら
Well, how can I put this
Bacon
gingerly?
lettuce
Bacon lettuce? Or
ブラックリストっていうかブリティッシュライブラリーっていうか
bacon lettuce? Or blacklist? Or British library?
Huh?
Huh? What in the world are you getting at?
だから
You know, I don't want to say it out loud and
言
embarrass
わせんな
you.
恥ずかしい
Bacon lettuce. Wait, boys love? You're the one who should be embarrassed.
男と見るとカップリングだ
You
なんだ
must be the kind of girl who starts coupling every two guys she sees. A term for female otaku with a particular interest in yaoi, or works of fiction that depict homosexual relationships between men, does not apply to female otaku in general.
このなぜ俺が誰なん
Why
だ
would
と
Daru and I ever?
やめろバカ。
Stop,
想
you
像しちゃっ
idiot.
ただろう
Don't
が。
make me imagine that.
バカはお前だ
You're the idiot. Stop imagining horrible things. Oh god, now I'm almost imagining it.
言っとくけ
Let
ど、
me say that I'm not
私に
into
そ
that
の
kind of
趣味は
stuff
ないから。
either.
だけど、
Besides, Mayuri is the only other girl you ever hang around. You always say you're just childhood
ただの
friends.
幼馴染だっ
Besides,
て
you
言う
just...
し。
さっきだと
What did I just do to make you think this of me?
話をしたというのだ
そうじゃなくてさ、
It's not what you did, it's what I heard. The promise you and Hashida made. Promise? You just brought it up about staying pure until your wedding night. What?
最近はそういうのに
I'd heard that men weren't willing to wait anymore, but maybe that's not true.
バカを言え
Stop talking
俺は誰か冗談で
nonsense.
勝手に言った
Daru
こ
was
とで
just joking
俺は
around,
そ
and
の
I
約
never
束を
promised
交わ
anything
した
of
覚
the
え
sort.
ブタか。
Sure.
本当だ
I'm serious.
現に
I'm a
俺は
sexual
バリバリの
carnivore. If I had the
チャン
chance
スさえあれ
to
ば
eat you
骨の
whole.
髄までしゃぶり尽くしてやるほどのな
I like how that one phrase, it simultaneously very much shows he has no experience with women, and goes against the entire point he was trying to make, which is, we're okay tonight.
チャンスさえあれば。
If you had the chance.
あ
Ah,
骨の髄まで。
eat me whole. Piece wordlessly slid away from me. How could this happen while I was trying to soothe her anxieties? Methinks this girl is a little too nervous.
さっきと言ってること全然違
That's the
う。
complete opposite of what you just said.
待て
Wait, I was just responding to what you were saying. I don't plan on doing anything.
肉食を自慢す
You
る
called
男の
yourself
人
a sexual carnivore.
とにかく
Just calm down. If you move any further
これ以
away
上
from me.
離れると
Yeah. I was interrupted by a jolt of electricity.
だから言ったで
I
はない
tried
か
to warn you.
そういうことはも
I
っと
told
早
you
く言え
to.
と
I asked you to warn me a little earlier.
言ってるっちゃ。
Perhaps because she realized anger would lead to another shock, Krisu calmed herself halfway through her sentence. That last shock must have her feeling a little more
と
cautious.
にかく
Anyway,
そこま
if
で
you're worried, I'll say it again. I swear I won't do anything.
本当だ
I mean it. You have nothing to worry about.
信用してもいい
And I
んだ
really
な。
trust you.
アインシュタインに誓った
I swear to Einstein. I may raise my right hand as I take the oath.
わかった。
Alright, if you say
そこま
so,
で言う
I'll
な。
trust you.
よし
Good.
そうと決ま
Now
れ
that
ば
that's out of the way, we've got to find a better way to spend our
過ご
time.
してもしょうがない
The longer the silence and inaction continues, the slower time seems to pass. The way we experience time is not absolute, but relative. According to the general theory of relativity, the way our bodies experience time is dependent on gravity. Naturally, changing gravity is beyond us at the moment. Which is why it's so critical for us to find some activity that makes it feel as though time is passing more quickly.
明日の昼12時ま
To
で
distract ourselves until noon tomorrow, let's see. How about we pass time by playing a game?
ゲーム
Like a video game? Do you have any around here?
いや
I'm not sure, but let's go look for something we can play on the PC in the development
テスト
room.
のパソコンでできるゲームがない
They're gonna fry the PC with the electricity, right? Like 100%, they're gonna fight. They're gonna play like a fighting game and get mad at 6Ps and just shock the computer and it's gonna explode. With that, I persuaded Krisu to look for a game with me. And
なんだこれは
it's gonna be filled with dark. Oh, well, that's a given. What's this? These are all porn games! We discovered an assortment of games with very adult cover art. There's no end to them. If he can afford all these games, he should be able to afford to donate to the lab. Krisu gave me a cold stare. It's not what you think. These aren't mine. They're all Daru's, I swear. Krisu slides 30 centimeters away from me. There's no way I could play any of these with her.
そうだな
You know what? Now that I think of it, it wouldn't be a little odd for two of us to play a game on one monitor.
おかしな話だ
We have to have something else.
あ、そうだ思い出した
Oh, I've got it. I'm pretty sure we have to have some sort of board game. You know what I'm talking about, like Monopolist or Alive or something. Yes, those well-known board games, Monopolist and Alive. Good idea. A game like that would be perfect for killing time,
だろう
right? I know I brought something like that to play with Mayuri and Daru. Let's take a look.
どこかで買っておいたものがあったは
We searched the laboratory for a board game this time, and we found
ずこれは
this is Twistor? Ah, legally distinct. Twistor. You have to know what Twistor is. It's a game where you put your hands and feet on randomly chosen colored spaces and basically get intertwined with the other players. So what is it doing here? As far as I remember, we've never played anything like this in the lab. Could this possibly be another result of the email I sent? That led to another problem. Okabe, you're doing this on purpose, right? Your skepticism is valid. No, I swear, I never knew we had this in here. She falls silent. It goes for a double-sided away combo. At this point, we realized that the kill time with the game idea was going nowhere. Instead, we went to a convenience store to get some snacks and ended up standing around there reading manga and magazines till about midnight. I really didn't expect how hard it would be to stay within a 1 meter radius of each other, yet that's way close for people. She's not kidding. Staying close was especially hard outside, where simply walking out of step with each other could lead to a sudden shock. The convenience store was nearly as tough. It's easy to separate if one person sees something that catches their interest and the other doesn't notice and takes a couple steps forward. We suffered more than a few shocks that way, which made the staff very suspicious of us. This thing actively gets in the way of living a normal life. That's something we need to improve if we're going to bring it to market. You're still considering it, Christina? Of course. Even if it was an accident, this experience is still providing us with valuable research data. We may as well try to get something out of such an awful situation. You really love your experiments, huh? You're kind of an experiment freak, really. No, I assumed any scientist would feel the same. Or is the idea of getting something out of this beyond the feeble mind of mad scientist Hoyo Inkyoma? Don't be absurd. Of course I thought the same thing. Uh-huh. She's just like Mayuri. She may initially panic once an unexpected event occurs, but once she has time to pull herself together, she's perfectly composed. I feel like women have nerves of steel when the chips are down. By the way, this room gets really hot. Can't believe that you don't have AC in here. It's basically essential overseas. We're making these gadgets so we can afford it. Drink this, it'll help. Took her Dr. Pepper out of the convenience store bag and offered it to Krisu. But she turned it down with a shake of her head. No thanks. What? I thought you liked Dr. Pepper. I do, but I don't want one right now. She said as beads of sweat ran down her forehead. I mean, it is a caffeinated drink at midnight. She's an odd one. It's hot enough that you're liable to get heat stroke, even inside at night. Don't blame me if you get sick. Well, if she doesn't want it, I'll drink it. I twisted off the cap and downed about half of it in a single guzzle. Perfectly chilled, perhaps because it had been in the store's cooler for a while. Doesn't sell very well, and tasted delicious. The tension in the air after our first shock and the weird feeling that lasted until just a few minutes ago had both completely evaporated. At this rate, we should have no problem making it to tomorrow afternoon. I can hardly believe it. I'd hoped the rest of our time would fly by without incident, but such was not the case. It was just after 2 a.m. I never could have imagined it would come over me so suddenly. What can I do? Chris was right next to me, reading an article written in English. Oh. Yeah. I look at her. I try to quell the urge, but it's growing and growing inside me, overpowering me. I can't take it anymore. Hey, what are you doing fidgeting like that? You're distracting me. Without a word, I took her hand. What are you doing? Christina. I can't. Don't tell me you. I didn't need to say a word for her to understand my desire. She's a sharp woman. I nodded slowly and firmly. Now, I get why you didn't want any soda. I knew it! You have to pee, right? My bladder feels like it's about to explode. That's because you drank so much. If you knew this was going to happen, you should have told me. This is bad. Even tensing my abdomen to yell at her makes me feel like everything's going to leak out of me. Look, we're going to the bathroom. Come on. But I refuse. She responded without batting an eye. You really are an at-channeler. If they work this right, the bathroom's on that curtain to the right. If she stays in the corner with her wrist against the corner, they might make it. However, I can understand why he might not want to risk that. I get it. But, like, I think they can maybe do this. This is a cramped space. What are you talking about? I just said I refuse, not but I refuse. Huh? You just outed yourself. How did you know that? But I refuse is at-channeling jargon. If you're not an at-channeler yourself. The genius girl, Makase Kusu, is an at-channeler. How much do you think the media would pay for a scoop like this? I don't care. But didn't you have to go to the restroom? Right! Don't just stand there! I need a toilet! To the bathroom! Didn't you hear me refuse? What do you want me to do here? Wow, that would be embarrassing. A guy wetting his pants at the age of 19. Keep talking while you still can. Once my body releases its tension in a watery explosion, you're not going to get off easy, do you understand? Or is that what you want? Don't tell me that's your fetish. That's incredibly perverted. No way in hell, that's gross. With every word, I get closer and closer to my limit. I twist my body to the right and left and made one final agonizing appeal. Then why would you refuse? What do you gain from this? Do you know how to ask a favor of someone? Please come with me, please. That's what you should have started with. Couldn't listen to her any longer. I dragged her to the bathroom and left her on the other side of the closed door. Oh, yeah, there's a door. Okay. I made it. Fortunately, even with the door between us, we're within 1 meter radius of each other. If it weren't, an electric shock would have torn through my body, releasing what was inside and spelling the end of the world. Hurry up. She didn't have to tell me twice. Keep your ears shut. Why wouldn't I? That was a close call, but we avoided the end of the world. You did it. They say even a longest night has an end. And the rays of dawn spilling into the lab lent credence to that. Yeah, good to know. Sunlight bestows blessings upon the world and hope upon its people. Wonder if I would appreciate the sun as much had I not wanted so desperately for it to rise. Finally, 6 a.m. came.
No.
Hey, think we should try sending an email? What are you talking about? Did you forget that we can't send an email until noon? Of course not, but it might be worth a try anyway. If our only other option is just to wait till noon, I say we give it a shot. Well, I guess. If we send one and it works, we can save ourselves a few hours. We agreed to write and send an email. Even though it's definitely not going to work. So, you're okay with sending the same email we tried last night, about not doing the email experiment in the first place? Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Wait. The email experiment is trouble. I adjusted the wording slightly because spending one night with Krisu made it clear that the number 12 incident had an even more troubling impact than I initially thought. I want to get out of this predicament as soon as possible. That's how exhausting the last 12 hours were to Krisu and I. Let's do this. Phone wave. Name subject to change. Activate. The phone wave powers on. If it works, the machine will start emitting electricity. Come on. Please. We shout as we pray for success. However, nothing happened. There's no feeling of dizziness, no strange sensation of the world turning around. The only thing we heard was the familiar ding that tells you the food is microwaved. I checked my right wrist to make sure. Lo and behold, number 12 was still firmly affixed. So it didn't work, huh? I gotta go check that. I knew this would happen, but I'm still disappointed. But we can't just sit around here and wait for the next 6 hours to pass, can we? Definitely not. We'll try again later. Yeah. We have nothing to lose. And if we succeed, we're golden. We tried again 2 hours later. Just after 8 a.m., right around the time the nation of Japan starts getting ready for the day. Maybe the phone wave is ready too. Admittedly, the grounds for that assumption were fairly weak, but it's that sort of wishful thinking that propelled us into another attempt at sending an email. But, as expected, the results were unfavorable. Let's try again 1 hour from now, 9 a.m. Sure. At this point, Krisu and I had learned from our mistakes. We'd been shocked so many times that we didn't even get close to an argument during our wait. After this, we tried sending our email every hour at the hour, at 9, 10, and 11 o'clock. You'd think we might just wait until noon, but we were being stubborn since we'd already made so many attempts. 2 of us tried and tried to send an email, but every attempt ended in failure. Let's Let's do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
電話レンジカッコ
Phone
仮
wave. Name subject to change. Activate. Yes, this gadget is my darling's embrace. I hit the send button on my phone for the 6th time today. The plate in the phone wave started to spin. And a few seconds later, phone wave stopped unceremoniously. Our new email attempt failed.
そんな
This can't be. Krisu's shoulders slumped as she emitted a sound that was equal parts fatigue and disappointment. Well, it is what it is. Okay, all right.
そもそも
I know we can send email in the afternoon, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it works at noon on the
きっ
dot.
ちり
そう
That's true.
Oh.
Oh, but that means the next one should work,
でも
right? Some of our
次はきっと大
previous
丈夫よね。
experiments have
だって
succeeded at
今
1
までの
p.m.
実験
あ
I mean, yeah,
そういう
if
ことだ。
the Braun Tube workshop was open. I don't know why our email rules are so inaccurate, but I also really don't care right now. I just want to be able to change things. And that should be our last disappointment. Ooh, sorry. No more failed email transmissions. No more sitting lifelessly on the couch as the seconds tick endlessly by.
あと1時間
Only
少
one
なく
more
とも
hour.
あと1時間
Less
で
than that
確
even.
実に解
Then
放
we'll
さ
be
れるの
free.
そうだ
That's right.
あと1
1
時
hour
間だ
left.
ね
Hey, why don't we talk about what we're going to do once we're released from number 12?
そいつは考えたな
Brilliant idea. You really are a
天才少
genius.
女
もうその言い
Hey,
方
cut
は
it
やめ
out.
て
You're
よ
making me
って
blush.
こいつ
Right,
はそう
sorry
だ
about
な
that. Force of habit.
ついついで
What a dumb conversation. It's so uninspired, like it came out of some foreign TV series. Looking back on it now makes my skin crawl, but at the time we were completely invested in what we were talking about. The freedom we had longed for was just ahead of us. We were completely elated. Now that I think about it, I was the only one whose freedom lay ahead because of my special ability of reading Steiner. Once the email was sent, Krisu wouldn't be free from number 12. There would be no liberation for her. But that thought couldn't have been further from our minds.
解放されたらどうしよ
I'll
うか
start
しら
once I'm free. I want to take a hot shower and sleep in my beautiful, perfectly air-conditioned hotel room. What about you?
俺も同じだな
Pretty much the same thing. I'm going to celebrate my freedom by sleeping in as late as I
思う
want. Wow, this is exciting.
あ
Yeah, it
楽しみだな
really is. We spent the next hour in high spirits, and at last the hour hand of the clock approached 1 p.m. Huh? Hey, Daru-kun, it's unlocked. You know what? I'm going to count this as a new scene and say this is a good spot. Because I don't know what upcoming spot would be good anyway, so this is as good as any. And it's a clear scene transition-ish, mostly. But yeah, there you go. It also doesn't have any music. Yeah, it's important. Gotta have standards, right? Yeah, this has been a interesting opening chapter for the game. I really don't know where it's gonna go from here. Like, unless it just wants us and Krisu. Like, at some point, it's gonna have to give options for other things. I'm having a good time. Clearly, the writers and the voice actors are still having fun. It's obviously not a short, like, one-and-done thing. If this is gonna have some length to it, they're clearly like, let's have fun with it. Cool. Yeah, purely because it's more Steins Gate characters. And, like, they can let them do things that they couldn't have done in the base game because it had to have, you know, trauma in it. Yeah, it's the fun side. It's the what would happen if they didn't have to deal with all that nonsense and had to deal with all this, like, rom-com shenaniganry. Like, having to hold hands all the time. Like, I dig it. It's cool. Tomorrow we're playing Evil Within. We left off at a boss, so we'll be starting there. And judging by the general time to beat, we should hopefully finish it tomorrow. As soon as we finish it, we're going to start up the DLC, which should take us about a stream and a half to 2 streams. But I hear the DLC is good, so we're doing it. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday will be co-op with Pots. Sunday will be more of this. The Tuesday after this upcoming Tuesday will be Final Fantasy patch day. But in general, we're just going to keep the Shinji Mikami experience going. So, yeah, good times. Good times. Got ourselves a monster, a quote, a Discord, and we got a few extra shadows tonight. We have that too. We have the big shout out to Chuck for 49-month resubscription, and everyone in chat hanging out, hopefully enjoying silly Steins Gate times. And yeah, this has been Vipers of Viperland, and I'll see you all next time.
It is not but a cobweb of lies. To believe in Eorzea is to believe in nothing. In Eorzea, the beast tribes often summon gods to fight in their stead. though your comrades only rarely respond in kind.